Gigabytes rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Wet basements and foundation problems? For over 20 years, Accurate has been the Fix-It Show's trusted experts in foundation repair and waterproofing. Whether it's cracked walls, drain tile issues, or water in your basement, they've got you covered. Don't wait until the problem gets worse. Call Accurate Basement Repair today at 414-744-6900 or visit AccurateBasementRepair.com. They're not just good, they're accurate.
This message reaches 1 million people or more every week. Spreading the gospel is more than one voice speaking to 1 million. It is and must continue to be 1 million voices, each speaking to one, pointing them to our friend Jesus.
The Lutheran Hour with Dr. Michael Ziegler.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Double plays.
On to first in time.
Double dingers.
Oh, God!
Double the height. The Twins are in town. And the crew's ready to cash in.
Additional defensive changes as Contreras hammers one to left. It's up and gone.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts at 6:05.
Got him looking. 10 strikeouts for Kyle Harrison.
On the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 12 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, August 7th. Your top story, a death at a cheese plant in Fond du Lac County.
I'm Jessica Ty. It looks like he has the votes to become U.S. Attorney General.
Little mix of sun and clouds today, some haziness, some mugginess, a high of 86 degrees. Chance of rain tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 68. Currently 82 and partly cloudy at the Wisconsin State Fair. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, authorities in Fond du Lac County investigating the death of an employee at the Saputo cheese plant.
It sounds like the patient fell into a machine.
That audio courtesy of Broadcastify. Deputies called to the facility in Alto earlier this morning. A 43-year-old man from Fond du Lac died at the scene. The sheriff's office says an initial investigation indicates the man likely suffered a medical event while working.
The city clerk in Green Bay is stepping down following issues over duplicate absentee ballots.
Celestine Jeffries in the mayor's office announcing her departure in a joint statement today, ending her 5-year tenure as clerk. She had been placed on paid administrative leave after 2 separate incidents involving duplicate absentee ballots that were sent to voters during the spring election and the upcoming primary. The Wisconsin Elections Commission later authorized an investigation into whether election laws were violated. Commissioner Ann Jacobs.
First of all, it happened once, okay. But then for the exact same error to happen a second time, weeks later, is unconscionable.
Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
President Trump should now have the votes needed to approve his pick for Attorney General. It comes after Senator Bill Cassidy, who's clashed with the president in the past, says he's on board with the pick. News Nation's Corey Smith.
In his conversation with Todd Blanche, Cassidy said that he pressed the acting AG on the DOJ's independence, looking for those assurances that Todd Blanche will be the country's top prosecutor and not do the personal bidding of Donald Trump, though he did caveat that by saying Donald Trump doesn't necessarily take the advice of his advisors at all times, but he appears to trust Todd Blanche enough to be a yes vote.
Cassidy said Blanche showed, quote, poor judgment in approving a settlement established the so-called anti-weaponization fund.
In the latest legal back and forth over the White House ballroom, a D.C.-based federal appeals court panel has ordered a halt to the construction, putting its decision on pause for 2 weeks to allow for a likely appeal. ABC's Stephen Portnoy in Washington.
The appeals court judges say work related to security can continue, but Congress must approve the ballroom itself. The panel's 2-1 decision has a pair of Obama and Biden-appointed judges blasting President Trump's decision to tear down the old East Wing, saying, quote, we are aware of no instance in American history in which a president unilaterally and using privately collected funds demolished substantial portions of the White House that Congress authorized to be built and American taxpayers paid for.
The panel upheld an April 16th order from a lower court judge for the Trump administration to halt above-ground work on the ballroom.
The Wisconsin State Fair celebrating its 175th anniversary with a 10-question history challenge.
Think you know the fair? Visitors can play inside the History Building using a QR code and their phones. And when you scan that, it'll take you to the website and where you can hit the button and start and answer all the questions. Players need 8 correct answers to earn a commemorative History Buff ribbon. My score fell short. Okay, so I got 5 right and 5 wrong, so I don't get a ribbon. Oh well, I think I'm going to go back and try again. Debbie Loziga, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Lots of green here as we approach the closing bell on a Friday. The Dow is up about 90 points at 53,974. NASDAQ is surging up 255 points over the 26,600 mark. And the S&P 500 up about 35 today at 77.45. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is about 12:05.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Picture this, a perfect summer evening, great friends, and dinner on the patio overlooking a beautiful course. That's Racine Country Club. More than golf, it's a place to relax, gather, and belong. A new energy is here, and you're invited to experience it. From great food to unforgettable events, it's a lifestyle built around community. Whether it's a quick 9 after work, dinner with friends, or a weekend with family, Racine Country Club offers something for everyone, year-round. Discover what's new at Racine Country Club. Visit RacineCountryClub.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 18th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Seattle Mariners.
Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in August 18th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. After taking 3 of 4 against the Pirates, the Brewers welcome in the Twins for a 3-game weekend series. So far, so good for Dustin May, who earned the win in his Brewers debut Thursday afternoon.
It was definitely exciting. Definitely had a little rust to knock off. It's been 8 or 9 days since my last one. So, yeah, it was good to get out there and compete. And the guys played great behind me, and we scored some runs. So it was a great team win.
Brewers begin the day with a 5.5-game lead over the Cubs for first place in the NL Central. Cubs have won 4 straight. Coverage of tonight's game begins at 6:05. Well, no more flips. That's the message from Packers head coach Matt LaFleur to third-year running back Marshawn Lloyd after he scored a touchdown during Thursday's training camp practice and celebrated.
He said it was cool, but he said, yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah. You know, Christian Watson used to do those too.
Yeah, and he told him the same thing, not to stop doing them.
Third-year running back has only played 1 game in 2 years due to a variety of injuries. He is healthy now and pushing for significant time behind Josh Jacobs in the Packers' offense. And the Packers' annual family night practice begins tonight at 7 o'clock.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. It is slow going around the Milwaukee area on this Friday afternoon, but it's a fun Friday again, day 2 of the Wisconsin State Fair. We do have a disabled vehicle on 4394 South to 4143 West. That is just kind of cramping things up a little bit. Very slow going on 4394 right now. Also, it is slow going around American Family Field. No surprise there. That's our construction area. Now, crews are not actually working out there at the moment, so it's a little bit better. It's supposed to be a little bit better, but I'll tell you what, coming from the station to the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds today, it was actually slower to make my way here around the ballpark than it was yesterday. And yesterday we had the Brewers game, we had State Fair, so I was a little surprised by that. So just letting you know, it is extra heavy right now. That's 94 eastbound and westbound around the ballpark.
Plenty of sunshine today, some spotty clouds, nice warm day. It feels like summer at the Wisconsin State Fair Park. Currently 84 degrees, on our way up to 86. No chance of rain tonight. Similar situation tomorrow, high 82, muggy and sunny, feeling like summer. Chance of rain on Sunday. Mixed clouds and sun, scattered thunderstorms are possible, and again in the evening hours. It's currently 84 degrees at West Dallas, Wisconsin State Fair Park.
Cream puffs, concerts, and carnival rides. Wisconsin State Fair is back, and Wisconsin's Midday News is live from the Bank 59 studios on the State Fairgrounds. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
Kind of noticed the same thing that you mentioned in your traffic report. I thought yesterday getting to the fair, day one, Brewers Day game, It was just going to be slammed around the park. And it was busy, and I get that. Today it was like, hey, we're taking off on Friday. We're going to spend all weekend at the fair.
I will say yesterday you were like, I'm going to leave about 2 hours ahead to make sure I can get to the fairgrounds. And I looked at Greg and I said, what? Really? You're leaving that early? But you had a good point because of the Brewers game. I whizzed right on through yesterday. Today, it was like, I'm in the traffic.
Yeah.
I'm in the traffic, and then my heart's beating a little bit faster. I'm getting a little bit nervous because here's the thing. If you have a spot to be, you never know exactly how long it's going to take you. Once you can actually see the fair, you don't know how long it's going to take you to get inside, in the gates. And so that's always the thing. But there's also something about that just being an annual tradition, like kind of gets you going. Maybe you got to run a little faster to get to your spot. No, there was no running today.
Well, once you are here, it is well worth the wait. No doubt about that. A beautiful day as we kick off Friday's Wisconsin's Midday News.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
A shocking jobs report in today. The Labor Department just revealed the U.S. economy lost 23,000 jobs in July. That's the opposite of what analysts expected. KPMG Chief Economist and Managing Director Diane Swank says the only industry fueling major economic growth for our country is artificial intelligence.
The biggest risk of a recession is if we were to have a big pullback in the AI boom. Not only would that hit wealth effects, but it would also hit the primary sector holding up growth in the U.S. economy. That's the risk when you have sort of one stool holding you up.
Swank says it will be even more difficult for companies to hire if inflation continues to go up. To give you an idea of just how bad this jobs report is today, economists had expected a gain of at least 83,000 jobs. Instead, it's a loss of 23,000.
Well, there will be football tonight at Lambeau Field. Family night. How about it? Packers' annual family night practice kicks off at 7 o'clock. They got all sorts of family activities out on the parking lot area of Lambeau Field. They really blow it out. That begins at like 3. So
Such a blast.
You spend all day and all night at Lambeau Field. And why not? It used to be a full-on scrimmage back in the day. It's definitely not that anymore. But Matt LaFleur says there will be some live tackling. There will be a game-like environment. And roughly 60,000 fans in the stands.
I've never experienced anything like this. I think it's so good for our young players. It's really the first time you're in our stadium. Hopefully we get 60,000 or whatever we're going to get. But it feels more like a preseason game than a practice.
A practice so unique that it will be televised. Our partners at TMJ4 News will carry it here in the Milwaukee area. They've been doing this for 25 years. It started in 1999. And yeah, it was initially a full-on scrimmage, and they've kind of scaled it back, and understandably so. But still, for people who are new to the Packers, be it a rookie or a veteran coming to Green Bay for the first time, nobody else really does it quite like this for a practice.
I'm looking outside here at the State Fairgrounds looking for some Packers shirts. I know they're out there, but I'm seeing many more Brewers shirts right now. And then this lovely lady over here, I don't know what she won, but it says I did it. And it looks like she is possibly a winner.
Well, congratulations. You did it. Whatever you won, I'm sure it was worth it.
She's looking around. Is that my shirt? Maybe that's not what it said. Well, it is day 2 at the Wisconsin State Fair, and it's getting hot in here.
Hot in, so hot in here, so hot in.
preteen who needs guardianship.
Or helping aging parents plan for long-term care.
Thankfully, the attorneys at Walney Legal Group can help with both.
No intimidating lawyers, Walney Legal provides a customized, friendly experience to help make these processes as straightforward and streamlined as possible.
So whether you're planning for aging parents
or establishing a strong legal foundation for a special needs child, visit WALNYlegal.com.
Well, if you've been hurt in an accident, the folks at Gruber Law Offices understand your life can really be flipped upside down. And that's why they focus on the legal aspect while you focus on healing. It's what Gruber's been doing for 40 years here in the state of Wisconsin. It's a family-run business, family values here in the state of Wisconsin, but a large and powerful team. 30-plus attorneys, they'll fight your legal battle for you. If you've been hurt in an accident, just make that call to Gruber at 414-276-6666. Also, if you're coming down to the fair, you'll notice that Gruber is sponsoring the Milk House, getting behind all sorts of wonderful family, community initiatives throughout the given year. That is what Gruber is all about. Check them out online. Visit gruber-law.com.
The saying goes, no good deed goes unpunished. Well, how about a good deed and then getting rewarded for it? Join the WTMJ Street Team with me, Julia Fellow, outside of the Bank 5-9 studios at the Wisconsin State Fair, Thursday, August 13th from 12 to 2.
Okay, good deed, good deed.
Tell us about a good deed you've done or received, and you get a piece of swag.
Hello, good deed done.
It's that easy.
Just so many good deeds.
See every smile, every milestone, every moment that matters most. From the moment you walk into Shopko Optical, you'll feel welcomed, valued, and genuinely cared for. The team at Shopko Optical takes time to understand your concerns, explain your options, and answer questions so you feel confident in your care. Whether you're due for a comprehensive eye exam or looking for the right eyewear, they're here to support your vision and eye health every step of the way. Create your personalized eye care plan. Visit shopko.com today.
Well, pretty nice day today. A high of 86 degrees. It's a little muggy. It's a little warm. It's what you'd expect here in summer in Wisconsin in the month of August. And a little mix of sun and clouds. Beautiful day here. Overnight low, 68 degrees. Tomorrow's situation very similar here. High in the mid-80s, muggy. And we get to Sunday. Some rounds of thunderstorms are possible with a high of 84. It's 84 and mostly sunny in Milwaukee at 12:17. Well, it's the final push before the primary, and it's become unusually fluid here with 4 active candidates remaining on the Democratic side. Francesca Hong, David Crawley, Kelda Royce, and Joel Brennan, who is spending time at the Wisconsin State Fair today, joining us in our State Fair studios. Is something that you have done many times here over the years.
I've been here before, yes.
That is for sure. So
Great to have you back.
What is your goal today? Obviously, the State Fair represents such a wide swath of Wisconsin culture, be it rural, city, everybody kind of here at once.
It's a microcosm of the state. It's a microcosm of what this campaign has done. And over the last 9 months, I have spent time in every corner of the state. And this is the place where every corner of the state gathers for 11 days. And so it's an opportunity for us to talk here. There was, on the way in, it was interesting, there was a line for the people from outside Wisconsin and a line for the people from Wisconsin. And the line from outside is actually pretty significant, too. So this is a place that, draws tourists, draws people from Illinois and other parts around of the, Midwest. I want to talk to people from Wisconsin, though. I'm going to walk by those people from Illinois or Minnesota to get to the people from Wisconsin.
Well, that line for the out-of-staters is extra long today because they get a deal today, and everybody is looking to save money. And Joel, a new Marquette Law School poll just out this week shows inflation and the cost of living is the most important issue for 35% of the public. It's actually been the top issue for the public in every single Marquette poll this year. Governors, we know, cannot control interest rates or global inflation. So what is one thing that you would do and can do realistically if elected to bring our costs down?
Well, one of the things that is the biggest issue that we have had in the state is around health care costs. And no matter where I go, I hear about that. One thing that the state can do, and I have outlined this really almost since day one, there are 7% of kids in the state of Wisconsin who don't have any health insurance. We should be establishing a public option where there is opportunity for more people to buy into the state health employee plan. But one of the things that we can do do immediately is take every kid up to 300% of the federal poverty level and cover them. Like that, to me, is a Wisconsin value. It would bring down costs for those families. It allows for us to save on costs, because if you're doing well child care and well baby visits and doing those things that we need to do for the youngest among us, like that is one way that we can actually start to bring down costs. Now, it's not the only thing. There are prescription drugs we need to deal with, and the pharmacy benefit managers who are driving up costs for everybody getting prescription drugs. But it seems like to me there are certain things that are about Wisconsin values and solving problems that we should be able to do immediately. There's one.
Hey, Joe, what do you think Democratic voters still maybe don't understand about you and your campaign that you need to communicate in these final few days?
Well, I think my challenge from the beginning has been that I'm not as well known as other candidates. And I think one of the things that has happened over the last couple of weeks, you said it was a very fluid, it's been a fluid last month of the race, and some may say chaotic, but it has now trained people's eyes on who is running. And for me, I think that that's a benefit, because when they see me, they see somebody who over the course of the last 2 decades has nothing but executive experience, leadership in the private sector, in the nonprofit sector, in government, including 3 years as the top appointee for Governor Evers and doing that during COVID. And my jobs have always been about getting stuff done, about being progressive, yes, and being who we are as Wisconsinites, but being pragmatic, and how do we actually get to a point where we're solving some of the problems people have in healthcare and housing and child care, in public education in Wisconsin. Like that's people have finally started to train their eyes on this race in the last couple of weeks, and I feel like I absolutely measure up well against any other candidate, Republican or Democrat, when it comes to experience, the ability to win in November, and the ability to hit the ground running starting in January to solve some of those problems.
We're now just days away from the primary. There are still many undecided voters. I have talked to some of them this week.
I talked to some of them just across
out here
the way.
at the stair. Yeah. But time is ticking. I mean, this is Friday. You've got the weekend. A lot of people, the weekend, they're out. They're doing things with family. They're here at the state fair. Then Monday, Tuesday, boom, the primary. If a Democrat only has time to hear one reason to vote for you, Joel Brennan, instead of Francesca Hong, David Crowley, or Kelda Roys, what is that reason? I know that might sound simplistic, but we have a lot of people out there who just don't know. They don't know yet who they're going to vote for. And I feel like interviews like this, they're waiting for something to say, okay, now I know that's the reason I'm voting for this person. Or in some cases, okay, now I've heard this and now I know who I'm not voting for.
Yeah, I'm going to sanitize it for you, but it would be 3 words: getting stuff done. And you could use another word in there if you wanted to. But it's getting stuff done instead of always wanting to get even. Like my job, and you guys know me from other roles that I have had.
We do.
It's never been necessarily that I'm out pounding my chest about things, but it is about rolling up my sleeves. And we have problems in Wisconsin that need people who are committed to solving them. And and I have learned more about those on the course of this campaign over the last 9 months. Like that is who I have been in everything that I have done. I've been transparent. I've been responsible as a candidate. I've been that as a leader in all the roles that I've had. So that's it. It's about getting stuff done, and I think that's what people want here. When I've talked to people, yes, they want someone who will stand up to federal incursions and to Donald Trump, and they want to make sure that we are standing for our values. But ultimately, they want people who are actually going to be committed to getting things done, and that is what I've demonstrated over the course of the last 9 months. It's what I've demonstrated as a leader for the last 2 decades.
One reason, 3 words: getting stuff done. Thank you, Joel.
Well, and to get stuff done, Joel, you need to be able to work across the aisle too, right? I mean, I can't help but think some of the undecideds, maybe a large percentage, are looking at this saying, you know what, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't like where politics is, where it has to be us versus them. Yep. It has to be us attacking Republicans and the opposite way. How do you make sure progress isn't stalled for the greater good of Wisconsin when there's this constant battle back and forth between one side and the other?
Yeah, well, and again, for me, it's demonstrating who I have been. You know, your colleagues are, I know your colleague, John McCure, a good friend of Paul Farrow, who just passed away. And Paul was a friend of mine. And Paul and I, when we got to be better friends, it was during COVID. I was working in a Democratic administration. Paul was the county executive in Waukesha County. We talked every few weeks. It wasn't about where were we ideologically, what were we doing, progressive, conservative. It was about what was happening on the ground, how could we we help? How could we work together? Like, that's who I have been in the course of my career. I think that's what we need a little bit more of, where it's not, identify yourself by your ideology. Walk in and be able to, identify who you are by the T-shirt you're wearing. It's about what do we need to get done? How are we actually making progress on those things? And we're going to be in a situation in Wisconsin where the legislature is going to look a lot like our state, where it's going to be about 50-50, a one-seat majority here or there. If I'm the nominee, I'm going to push to get a Democratic majority in the Assembly and the Senate, but no matter what, it's going to be just a very thin, threadbare margin, and it's going to call for people who have worked in that middle space. And when you do that in the nonprofit sector, you better leave your ideology and your ego at the door if you want to get stuff done. In government, you better be willing to do that too, to be able to do things in partnership with the local units of government where the rubber meets the road.
In the most recent MU Law School poll, you were polling in single digits still, and some might argue, who knows about polls these days? They may not be accurate. But there are also some people out there who are saying, why is Joel Brennan still in the race? Why is Kelda Roy still in the race when Francesca Hong has so much support over here? David Crowley is going, and they've got the majority. Why are you still in the race today, the Friday before the primary?
There's still, if my name was undecided, I think I'd still be leading in some of those polls that have been done. So there are still lots of people. And the Democratic Party that I'm part of, the democracy that I ascribe to, is one where you get choices, where you get the opportunity and you make your best case to people. You make commitments to voters, to donors, to your own family, to stick things out. And you with every breath you have, you talk about how you can be somebody who solves problems. That's why I was in this starting on December 11th. That's why I'll be in it until August 11th, and that's why I expect to be in it for the 3 months after that, heading to the general election. That's who I have been throughout my career. You guys know me from what I've done in the past. It's what I'll do no matter what happens.
What do you plan over the weekend and even early next week before the primary? How do you connect with those final bit of undecideds who are Create Fair and in our studio today? Candidate for governor, we appreciate it, Joel. Thank you so much.
Great to have
Jessica,
you, Joel.
Thanks for having me.
Great to see you, too. It's 12:27. We've got news coming up.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Wealth Management wants you to know the difference when it comes to financial planning. Your situation is custom to you, right? Well, you need a plan that's custom for your situation. Annex meets with you, they help devise that plan, and they work as a fee-only fiduciary. That means they have your best interests in mind. That's how they operate at Annex. They've got tax professionals on site, CPAs on site, financial planners ready to go for you. Need to figure out if you have to have your house in a trust for your family members? They know the way to do it. They can walk you through the processes. Annex Wealth Management. Check out their events tab at annexwealth.com. You'll see opportunities to connect with Annex and their fine group of individuals throughout the community. At a number of community events, Annex is there for you in the community and serving you with your needs. It's annexwealth.com. Know the difference.
Hi, guys. This is the Rocket Roger Clemens. You don't pitch in the majors for 24 years without feeling it later. Shoulders, elbows, knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do.
That's baseball legend Roger Clemens.
I tried the ice. I tried rest, PT, nothing really worked. When I heard about QC Kinetics, the concept sounded promising. Non-surgical regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself without surgery. Sign me up, just what I needed, real lasting relief.
Whether you're a former pro, a weekend golfer, or just want to walk around pain-free again, QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge technology and natural biologics to help restore and repair damaged tissue.
I trusted them with my joints. Now I'm back doing what I love.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
From large manufacturer to local pizza shop and every business in between, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions. Whatever you're building, you've got this. And Summit Credit Union's got you.
Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at progressive.com.
It's 12:30. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. Your top story, a construction roadblock for the data center development in Port Washington.
I'm Jessica Ty, staying alert for AI scams.
Little mix of sun and clouds today. Nice and warm at the Wisconsin State Fair. A high of 86 degrees. It's currently 84 in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. Looks like Todd Blanche has barely enough support from Republicans to become the next Attorney General. He lost 2 votes, but now Louisiana Republican Bill Cassidy announces he'll support Blanche. ABC's Jay O'Brien on Capitol Hill.
Cassidy acknowledged the decisions are made by President Trump, and he believes that in some instances, while he's concerned about weaponization of the Justice Department, he believes that Todd Blanche could push back on President Trump and try to blunt some of the president's instincts.
A net gain of 83,000 jobs last month was expected by analysts, but instead the Labor Department reports a loss of 23,000, and totals for June and May were revised downward. A panel of judges at the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals rules that President Trump exceeded his authority in setting out to build a $400 million ballroom at the White House without Congress's okay. An appeal to the Supreme Court is expected. This is ABC News.
WTMJ News Time is 12:31. The AI data center campus in Port Washington hits a construction roadblock over transmission lines.
The company in charge of building new power lines and substations must restart its application process after the Public Service Commission found American Transmission Company made too many changes to its original proposal.
The revocation is likely necessary in order to halt the current collision course this application is on.
Commissioner Chairperson Summer Strand says the decision is not, however, an ultimate denial.
For those opposed to the transmission project as a whole, I do want and need to be perfectly clear. Revocation should not be misconstrued as a rejection of this project.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin disability advocates say a projected Medicaid funding gap could put services allow people to live independently at risk.
The Survival Coalition is raising concerns about a legislative fiscal bureau projection showing a Medicaid shortfall of more than $260 million. Coalition co-chair Tammy Jackson says cuts to home care services could force family caregivers to leave jobs or reduce their work hours.
Even small cuts to the number of hours that somebody like Carl and many others get can mean the difference between being in their home and being locked away in a nursing facility.
Advocates say those funding decisions will be critical as Wisconsin develops its next state budget. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Well, the FBI is trying to keep up with scams using artificial intelligence. Special Agent in Charge Alan Carr says AI is evolving at an extremely rapid rate, telling Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
If we can get into these scam centers with the legal process in those countries, we can pull down, hey, searching what their servers are, their computers, what are they doing, what are they trying to develop, and then we can pull that in our public education campaigns as we go out and we tell people.
Carr says the agency also uses AI to catch scammers and other criminals.
Attending his final Wisconsin State Fair as governor, Tony Evers continues his assertion that State Representative Francesca Hong can't win a general election against Republican Tom Tiffany.
While campaigning at the fair for Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley Thursday, Evers insisted Hong's appearance on national media won't help her in a general election.
I think she's at a real disadvantage.
Evers directly criticized Hong's back and forth over her thoughts on the Thanksgiving holiday.
She was talking about Thanksgiving, and yeah, she really likes it, but she doesn't like it. Come on.
The latest Marquette poll showed Hong holds a sizable lead among likely voters over the field. At the Wisconsin State Fair, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
And the number has been raised. Wisconsin has seen a total of 46 tornadoes this year.
This includes an EF3 in the Fox Valley last month that destroyed 12 miles of Menasha, Appleton, Neenah, and the village of Fox Crossing in just 20 minutes. The updated total is tied with the second highest tornado total for the state, originally set in 2010. It is also double the state's yearly average for tornadoes at 23. A record 62 tornadoes hit the state in 2005. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
You got out-of-staters coming to town for a deal at the Wisconsin State Fair today. Also, Twins fans coming to town today. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 12:34.
And now, about your house. Eric Brown is the president of Siding Unlimited, your contractor for new windows, roofing, siding, decks, and a whole lot more. He knows about your house. So what do you know, Eric?
Recently, Siding Unlimited installed new windows in a home, and the homeowner loved the experience. Linda W. said, "I was extremely satisfied with the service that was provided by Siding Unlimited. I had a new roof and new windows installed in my house." Linda loved that she chose the right company for peace of mind. She also loved the colors. Larry, another Siding Unlimited customer, was thrilled with the experience. Larry's home looks brand new. Go to our Siding Unlimited Instagram page and see our pinned message to listen to Larry's testimonial, but also see his house. Again, Siding Unlimited, knocking it out of the park. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit the 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Window Contractor of the Year winner at sidingunlimited.com. Definitely listen to Larry on Instagram at Siding Unlimited LLC.
Eric and his crews at Siding Unlimited are your go-to contractor here for roofing and also replacement windows, decks, and of course siding. They've done it all at the Matzik households over the years. It started with windows, transforming our 1953 Milwaukee home into something beautiful. And then, on our new house, brand new LP Smart Side siding. Built 8 years ago, our house still looks brand new. Make sure to connect with Eric about patio projects as well. They've expanded our outdoor living space to an area fit with a beautiful cedar pergola, paver patio, gas fire pit, and more. The best in lighting? I can control it from my phone. All there at Siding Unlimited. Truly siding and a whole lot more. Take the next step and check them out at sidingunlimited.com. Siding Unlimited. Truly siding and a whole lot more.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show, live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Big Fish Contracting. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports desk. Out with the Pirates, in with the Twins. Brewers homestand continues tonight with the first of 3 against its border rival. Newly acquired starting pitcher Dustin May with the win on Thursday in that series finale against the Pirates. Debut, 6 innings, 2 runs allowed. Pleasing. Brewers president of baseball operations, Matt Arnold.
He's got a really good arm, and he almost no-hit us about a month ago, and a really good guy. And again, he's just immediately impacted our clubhouse. It's just a ton of guys really have a lot of respect for this guy, and he's just been through a lot.
Shane Drowan takes the mound tonight. Coverage gets underway at 6:05 on WTMJ. Wide receiver and kick returner Sky Moore, drafted by the Chiefs in the second round in 2022, is now with the Packers, trying to prove to GM Brian Gutekunst that he's more than just a gadget guy.
I think this guy's going to help us as a returner and as a receiver. I think he's going to do both. He does a lot of the things that offensively that Matt asks of those guys, particularly out of the slot. And then obviously he's a proven punt and kick returner, so I expect him to be part of our squad moving forward.
Moore will be on the field tonight. The Packers' annual family night practice begins at 7 o'clock at Lambeau. The preseason begins August 13th against the Steelers.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We really don't have anything major except for congestion. No crashes, so that's fantastic news. We have a couple disabled vehicles downing the system, but really that's not where our problem spots are. Our problem spots are just in our busy spots where there is either construction or construction is being held off because of the state fair, but we're still seeing just a lot of people coming to town, right? So our busiest spots right now, I do see 4143. If you're over by, say, Mitchell International Airport and you are heading west, definitely seeing some construction there. Also, our typical slow spot. 94 eastbound and westbound around American Family Field. Very slow going. I will tell you, just as an example, coming here to the State Fair today from downtown Milwaukee, it was actually slower today than it was yesterday. And yesterday we had the Brewers game in the afternoon and we had the first day of State Fair. So it's a busy day. A lot of people have taken off work to come to the State Fair and to just be around town, maybe going to the game later on tonight. So heads up, it is slow going right there around the ballpark.
Also be a nice night for Nelly, too, at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Hot in here? Yeah, you betcha. It's 86 degrees. Nice out. Sun is shining. Overnight low in the 60s. Tomorrow, very similar conditions. Should be a great day. Summer-like conditions, high of 83. Chance for a couple of rounds of storms on Sunday. Watch the radar here. Not a full washout. Little mix of sun and clouds, but thunderstorms are possible with a high of 83. It's 84 degrees right now at Wisconsin State Fair Park.
When you come to the Wisconsin State Fair, you see the finished product, especially when it comes to the concerts. The lights come up, thousands of fans start screaming, and Nelly walks onto the stage. But what does it take to get him here? And how do you build a lineup that can go from Nelly tonight to Bailey Zimmerman tomorrow and two legends on Sunday, Winona Judge and Melissa Etheridge? The Director of Entertainment and Events for the Wisconsin State Fair, Jamie Kwiatkowski, joins us live in the studio to take us behind the scenes. Thanks for being here again.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's so fun to talk to you.
Has Nelly arrived? Is he here in his Air Force Ones, or is he to come yet?
I do not believe he is here yet. His people are here, but he is not. Fun fact that just happened this morning is the last time he was here a couple of years ago, he wore this Wisconsin State Fair, our fair wear. So he always asks for merch when he comes, which is hilarious because I thought, okay, he just wants some State Fair stuff, but he actually wore it on stage. It was like born to be bad shirt. So now I'm curious if he'll wear what we're sending over tonight.
Well, the reason I asked you that too is because last year when we had you on, I think that day Boys to Men were coming to town and they were actually here already during our show, and I was surprised by that. So we're waiting for Nelly. I'll be looking. Can you take us inside the room? How do you book Nelly for the Wisconsin State Fair? Like, when does that process actually begin, and how did you score him?
Well, I think what we really try to do is get a huge lineup that is very diverse. So we're going for, like you said, Bailey Zimmerman. We've got the Isley Brothers, had the Beach Boys. That obviously did not work out, but AJR is our best-selling show. That's next Saturday. So we're trying to get a little bit of something for everybody is really the goal. But with Nelly, he has been here a few years ago, but we just know that he's just an entertainer in that genre that people really still enjoy seeing. And so every couple of years, sometimes we do repeat some stuff, but we just know because it's so popular.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what is the rhythm for that, right? You'd like to keep it fresh. You'd like to keep something new. You'd like to hit maybe repeat genres, but maybe not always a repeat artist. But that has to come from a point where Nelly also appreciates being here, right? I mean, if he didn't have a great experience, State Fair Park would maybe not be on his routing list.
Thanks for saying that. We do really try to make it like nice and convenient for them to come in, and all, our hospitality. We hope that we have a nice little Wisconsin edge to ourselves. But it definitely, we try to do something new, try to repeat. Like this year, we have All American Rejects. That's kind of a new genre for us, and is selling really well. So it's just kind of getting that diversity. But to answer your original question, I already have 2 acts booked for 2027. So it's just kind of
hints. A little
Let me think about that.
Okay.
Genre?
But we definitely try to do a little something for everybody. And sometimes it works out what we want, and sometimes it's who's available, because we only have 11 days. We don't have like the whole summer to try to bring certain people in. So
the other morning, I was thinking about the big concert coming up Sunday with Winona Judge and Melissa Etheridge. And all of a sudden, I started thinking back. Melissa Etheridge has been here before, and she had a really unique, you had a very, very fun story about Melissa Etheridge, because she has a work ethic that is like no other, and she's not going to miss anything. Wasn't there a year where she almost missed her sound check, and she was like, nope, I got to get there, and she like jumped off the bus or something?
Yes, and I agree with you. Ever since that happened, I have such appreciation for an entertainer that really is like here for the fairgoers and the people coming. Her bus got stuck trying to make the corner down the street here, and she jumped off the bus and started walking here down Greenfield Avenue. And when we got word of that, We jumped out in a golf cart and a public safety person to go and collect her, and they drove right down the middle of Greenfield, which I was told afterwards, but got her, and they're like apologizing, sorry, and she's like, oh, that's rock and roll, baby. And so she just made it like, so we all remember that because we're like, yeah, that's what we love.
And no left turns around the park. You could only make a right turn to get in, and all the things you have to navigate through. All right, so blink twice if Pearl Jam is coming next year.
Oh, geez.
Breathe through your nose.
He always wants Pearl Jam.
I usually want you too, but that might be a lot.
I would take either if that was possible.
There's also a couple of, I think, big-time acts here on the Bank 5-9 amphitheater, right? So you get multiple stages to see entertainment, but any person growing up in the 90s in southeastern Wisconsin knows exactly who the Guffs are, and just to see them is like a bit of a throwback, but they're still doing great things, and that is so hyper-local, too. So it's great to get that mix of nationally known, award-winning, and those who came up through Wisconsin roots and became big.
Yeah, for sure. And they, when I heard that they were available and they were trying to put a few things together over the summer, they were being selective, and they said, we really would love to be at the fair. And I thought that was a perfect mix. So we're super excited to have them this next Friday. We've got some returners. We've got Here Come the Mummies tonight and tomorrow night. They're always fun. On Sunday, we have a Neil Diamond tribute, and Claire Sardina is going to be a guest singer.
That's right.
So she's going to come in with that. So next Saturday, we're going to have a Let's Sing Taylor, it's called. And so it's a band with a Taylor tribute. So, that'll be a fun sing-along.
Greg mentioned the Guffs and just, how we grew up with the Guffs back in the day. And I remember being at concerts and, they'd throw out the Smiley Suckers for their big hit Smile at the time. When we were growing up like that with the Guffs, we didn't have the social media and all the viral success that a lot of these artists have. You've got Bailey Zimmerman tomorrow night, just a great example of an artist whose rise was really fueled heavily by viral success. When did Bailey get on your radar, and do you kind of watch what's happening on social media and how people are responding to it?
Well, luckily I work with companies also that are watching that for us to help us out. But yes, Bailey, I believe this was 2 years in a row that I was trying to get him. The year before he was down in Chicago, and the radius clause on the contract didn't allow him to do both. So it's been a couple of years where I've been trying to get him.
The radius clause. So how far does that go? And is that tough sometimes? Like, oh shoot, Chicago got that person. But you know what? We're going next year.
Yes. Every one of them is different. But Chicago downtown typically to me is not really, we're not really, rivals as trying to get the same crowd. But there are some phone calls that have to be made like, do you think that maybe that would work? Because, if they're 2 days before us, it's a perfect routing situation to come up here or vice versa. So we try to make friends with each other at other venues and festivals and stuff just to be able to share acts that don't really pose a problem to either one of us.
How many times are you reaching out to an act before you even know what their next year's routing schedule looks like, and how much do you look at it and say, ooh, we can fit this in based upon days they already have booked and days they have open?
Yeah, sometimes it does get pretty complicated with trying to work into are they close? Are they, can they make it work? Sometimes financially, that they'll make it work if it's worth it. But we're always looking to route it and make it make sense for everybody. So a lot of times we do miss out on things because we just only have our 11 days.
Do you go to the concerts and just kind of, while everybody's looking at the stage, like tonight looking at Nelly, you kind of are turned to the crowd and taking it in to see how the crowd is responding?
Well, a perfect example of that was last night. We had Hairball, and so that's like 80s tribute to all these like rockers, and it was such a good show, and the crowd loved it because first the person on stage, he's David Lee Roth, and then they're singing, ending with like "Sweet Child of Mine." Like it was such a such a fun, and it was music that I grew up listening to, so that it was a lot. But I do that a lot. Is actually not watching the stage. I'm more watching the crowd.
Steve Miller Band was the first show I ever saw at State Fair Park. I was old enough to go to a show. My parents said, okay, you can go. And we had family that lived not too far from here, so we parked at my Aunt Pearl's house and a group of high school friends. We walked over to State Fair Park, and we walked in. That was among the first shows I had ever seen live. Nice. But it was here at State Fair Park, Steve Miller Band. That's probably early 90s, 93, 4, somewhere in that area.
I'd have to look that up, but he has been here several times, and so I definitely believe that was your first concert.
Okay, real quick before we let you go, since Nelly has been here before, is there anything on that rider that's unique or people would just find fun? I remember last year you had to get, and this was for part of the performance, not really for the guys, but Boys to Men, you had to get those, the long stem roses that didn't have any thorns on them.
Yes.
So that's something. I'm just wondering, is there anything fun like that for Nelly or anybody coming up this weekend, or maybe some of the legends like Winona Judge and Melissa Etheridge?
No, I'm happy to say everybody's pretty, like you hear about all these, they have to have certain colored M&Ms and all those things. Everybody's pretty good. Nelly is pretty easygoing. So there's nothing that I can think of on his rider. I think the Isley brothers, they've got the roses going on too, so definitely you want to catch one of those if you're in the crowd.
Well, we might have to bring you back next week and find out some of the inside stories behind these big acts that are coming through this weekend. It is going to be a big night with Nelly here at the Bank 5-9 main stage. That show starts at 7:30. Jamie Kwiatkowski, she is the Director of Entertainment Events for the Wisconsin State Fair. Always great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Stay close. The Weekend Review is coming up next. It's 12:50.
Whoop, just doing some roofing on another lovely Wisconsin day. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, it's just roofing done the old-fashioned way. Do you need shingles? Let's mingle, for a Wisconsin tradition never dwindles. So raise a glass, shake a hand for this old-fashioned brand. Whoop, that's old-fashioned roofing.
Why not let Potawatomi Casino make it easy for you? That's right. They got a free shuttle. Takes you right to American Family Field. Just stop into the sports book at Potawatomi. Make a same-day wager. Grab a bite to eat. You'll get a wristband, and you can board the shuttle. It departs from the annex about an hour before game time. Couldn't be easier. They drop you off right in front of Miller Park, or American Family Field, as we like to call it. It'll bring it back to Potawatomi after the game, with that shuttle beginning in the 7th inning. Wow, easy and convenient. If you're not going to the game, no problem. Just check out the game at the Sportsbook, where a 2,000-square-foot video wall will ensure you have got a great seat no matter where you are. It's among the great things at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee.
Every child deserves someone who won't give up on them. That's what LaCausa's Treatment Foster Care program provides.
She just made me feel like I could breathe. At the end of the phone call, she said, "I love you." And I'm like, you don't even know me, but I felt like she did love me. It just let me know everything's gonna be okay. Like, everything is gonna be okay.
One caring adult can change a child's life. Learn how you can become a foster parent with LaCausa at lacausa.org.
This message reaches 1 million people or more every week. Spreading the gospel is more than one voice speaking to 1 million. It is and must continue to be 1 million voices, each speaking to one, pointing them to our friend Jesus.
The Lutheran Hour with Dr. Michael Ziegler.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Son, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And eat pizza.
Preferably a Marty's Pizza, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we do everything we can to keep the prices low. We're a family-run business, and many of our employees have families. I want to make sure that as tight as it gets, a growing family can always afford to enjoy a Marty's Pizza.
Marty's Pizza in Delafield.
And martyspizza.net for easy online ordering.
Register online for Red Card Loyalty, and after 15 pizzas, you'll get your next one free!
Marty's Pizza.
Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that.
Remember Marty's Pizza.
Well, it's time for the Week in Review, a story always pieced together weekly by WTMJ's Jaslyn Snell.
What we do here is go back.
The Dodgers decided to make a huge trade for the greatest pitcher in the game right now.
I'm frustrated for our sport. It doesn't sound like the Brewers were given an opportunity to top that Dodgers offer.
Look, they didn't get Tarek Skubal. They knew they wanted to get multiple arms
because they're up there with the best ERA in the National League.
I heard a couple fans today start getting down on Yelly, and let's not forget what he's done. And that doesn't give him the grace. He's in the lineup. He's got to perform, and he will.
Yelich, a line drive into right. That's a base hit. It's an RBI double, and boy, does that feel good for number 22.
Yeah, no, it was cool to receive the support from the fans tonight.
The city of Madison is working to reopen the area where a man was shot and killed by police last month. Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway says the encampment is hurting nearby businesses.
Any cars that were in the public right-of-way would be towed because parking in the middle of the street is illegal, to which I responded, shooting people in the face is illegal.
Understanding that Corey Ruiz was an unhoused person. His community included lots of unhoused people. The memorial and people protesting included that population.
Francesca Hong held an event in South Milwaukee yesterday, invited Ilhan Omar and Hassan Piker.
This movement of people who watch and listen to people like Hassan Piker, is that mobilizing candidates now on the left?
What's your take on what's happening with Hong and the people she's now decided to stand with?
It's just one thing after another. It's not just about winning the primary. It's about trying to win a general. Democrats, if they do this, should be prepared to lose brilliantly on Election Day.
President Trump says the Strait of Hormuz will be reopened soon, and that a lack of cooperation from Iran would result in a new set of attacks.
Congress is exhausted with it. Congress has to pay for this thing soon. Remember the old TV show Three's Company?
Come and knock on our door.
Oh, yes.
Same damn story arc every episode.
Threats, talks, deal, no deal, and Iran is clearly strategically holding on by its fingernails.
When was the last time either of you thought about former New York City Mayor Eric Adams? He was over the weekend in Wisconsin Rapids, of all places.
Like it or not, folks, data centers are going to be here.
Cream puffs, concerts, and carnival rides. Wisconsin State Fair is back.
Well, we made it. Another year of the Wisconsin State Fair is officially here.
It's a fun time. It's Wisconsin, you know?
The whole neighborhood is just packed full of cars.
The new America 250 wheel stands 230 feet tall. America 250 wheel, 230 feet tall.
Not only do we have some of our beers here, but we have a very special beer. It's called Sills Festival Ale, and it is a mini donut beer. We're also teaming up with Benno's, so it's kind of like a trifecta here at the fair.
Of local businesses,
Yeah,
yes.
It's really cool.
The pilot did indeed fly his own helicopter to the Cabela's. The pilot was properly licensed, landed safely, and complied with all necessary regulations. No citations were issued nor arrests made, putting an end to a unique parking complaint.
What? Woman is charged with stealing a Kenosha County ambulance.
Ambulance 182, I believe you have an open line.
I think that was scanner talk for
What was that?
Yo, I'm naked. What?
A reminder, Tuesday is Election Day. This is your final weekend to get out, maybe meet the candidates, maybe do some deep research, maybe connect.
What a week, eh?
What a week.
Business ethics.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
You gotta get a good night's sleep after being out here at State Fair all day. WTMJ's Jessica Ty for Steinhoffel's. Upgrade your sleep and save on Beauty Rest. Right now at Steinhoffel's, get a free foundation with your Beauty Rest mattress purchase. Queen start at only $14.99, or step up to the luxury of a Beauty Rest Black King adjustable base set and get $500 instant savings. Plus, with Steinhoffel's 60-month financing, better sleep has never been more affordable. Don't overpay for a great night's sleep. Shop in store or online at steinhoffels.com. Relax. It's Steinhoffels.
Hey, remember when your basement was just for storage? WTMJ's Greg Matzik here. With Matrix Basement Finishing, they turn that empty space into the heart of your home. It's what they did for us. Whether it's a cozy family movie night or cheering on your favorite team during the best time of the year to watch sports. From the design consultation to picking out your perfect flooring and fixtures, the process is seamless and done at your home. Get the quality craftsmanship you deserve with no payments until 2028. And visit matrixbasements.com.
When you're at the State Fair, be sure to check out the Big 5-9 main stage, featuring amazing acts like Nelly, For King and Country, Winona Judd, Melissa Etheridge, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Big 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they have served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Big 5-9 at the Wisconsin State Fair between August 6th and August 16th. Member FDIC.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry-laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, lock together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed. And we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds, too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground-up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch, we're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods. Cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Double plays.
On to first in time!
Double dingers.
Oh, God!
Double the hype. The Twins are in town. And the crew's ready to cash in.
Additional defensive changes as Contreras hammers one to left. It's up and gone.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts at 6:05.
Got him looking. 10 strikeouts for Kyle Harrison.
On the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, August 7th. Your top story, the case against the Milwaukee police detective moves forward.
I'm Jessica Ty. More restaurants take jalapenos off the menu.
Partly cloudy today, hazy and muggy, high 84 degrees. Chance of showers later on, a low of 68. Tomorrow's high 84. Next chance of rain appears to be on Sunday. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, a Milwaukee Police Internal Affairs officer waived his preliminary hearing after he was charged with misconduct for tracking people using license plate cameras. Tingrani Chapman initially tasked with investigating another officer before he looked up the licenses of 2 people 20 times. Chapman claimed the searches were a test. He faces felony charge of misconduct in public office and a misdemeanor charge of misuse of a GPS device. His arraignment is scheduled for August 26.
As Milwaukee Public Schools look to improve reading scores across all grade levels, more than 1,000 teachers will participate in literacy training ahead of the new school year. The district's new literacy plan has been a top priority for Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselius.
We have an incredible team of educators and instructional leaders who will be driving this work in the year ahead as we continue to tailor our reading strategy so that all teachers have what they need so that all students are reading.
A nationwide assessment earlier this year found only 9% of MPS fourth graders are proficient or advanced in reading.
President Trump brushing off reports that the U.S. military is running low on munitions as the war with Iran continues. News Nation's Robert Sherman.
The United States military holding its blockade, standing by in the region. There have been all of these questions and these reports about what munitions look like for the United States military in the region. The president and the Pentagon both have been trying to swap those reports away, insisting that there are enough munitions for their troops and that they are prepared to escalate the situation and carry out new rounds of strikes on Iran if a deal is not struck and this moment is not seized.
The president says the U.S. has an unlimited supply of some of its most powerful munitions.
A growing list of restaurant chains are pulling jalapenos linked to salmonella off their menus. Salad chain Sweet Green joins Chipotle and Qdoba, saying they proactively removed the tainted peppers. ABC's Laura Spencer.
Several national restaurant chains use the jalapenos tied to that salmonella outbreak. The CDC says it requested additional funding in the federal budget for food safety and has a dedicated team now supporting the outbreak response, working closely with the FDA and state health departments. And there are some positive signs on cyclosporiasis. Cases in the epicenter of Michigan, they're leveling off, and health officials there say eating bagged lettuce is now safe with the contaminated products off the market.
Like hear of that. 375 people across 27 states have gotten sick from the jalapenos, which were sent to restaurants and food service companies across the country, but not to grocery stores.
From dozens of free stages to headliners on the main stage, you can find entertainment just around every corner here at Wisconsin State Fair Park. State Fair's Director of Entertainment, Jamie Kwiatkowski, tells us just moments ago on Midday.
What we really try to do is get a huge lineup that is very diverse. So, we're going for, like you said, Bailey Zimmerman. We've got the Isley Brothers. Had the Beach Boys. That obviously did not work out. But AJR is our best-selling show. That's next Saturday. So we're trying to get a little bit of something for everybody is really the goal.
Besides music, family-friendly entertainment at the fair includes jugglers and comedians and strolling street entertainers. And us. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Lots of green here on a Friday afternoon. The Dow up about 75 points at 53,956. NASDAQ up 250 at 26,604. And the S&P up about 35 this afternoon at 75.44. For sound financial advice from a fee-only fiduciary, it's Annex Wealth Management. Go to annexwealth.com and click on the Get Started button today.
Keep grinding out dubs. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:06.
QC Kinetics helps active people stay active. People like David Boardman, police officer, competitive athlete, and gym owner who trains hard almost every day.
My body's taken a lot of abuse over the years. I've had multiple knee surgeries on both of my knees. I could barely run a mile prior to going to QC Kinetics. Doctors have all told me, hey, you are going to need knee replacements.
But QC Kinetics gave David great news.
We're going to give you the opportunity to have not one, but 2 healthy knees, and we don't have to cut you open.
And after David's regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics?
Since I've gone to them, I run 20, 30 miles a week. I really wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for QC Kinetics.
From knee pain to Ironman training.
It's a no-brainer.
Now it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics to book your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
Well, we got a day coming up and we'd like you to be a part of it. Think of it as a company party that you get to be at. August 29th, it's a Saturday. Join us, your favorite WTMJ hosts, as we have a private tailgate you can be a part of at the Brewers game. Brewers take on the Rangers that Saturday. You can enjoy food and hanging out with us. It's a tailgate party. Plus, you get tickets to the game. Brewers and Rangers at AmFam Field. Good stuff. Tickets are going fast. Still some available, however. We'd love to see you at the ballpark on the 29th of August. And our whole day, WTMJ Day, can be found for information online at WTMJday.com. Sponsored by Big Fish Contracting and Woodman's, catering courtesy of Leff's Lucky Town.
Looking for unconditional love? It's waiting for you at Haws, the Humane Animal Welfare Society of Waukesha County. Every day, animals arrive hoping for something simple, a safe place, a gentle touch, a family to call their own. A wagging tail, a soft purr, a quiet moment on the couch. It could all start with you. When you adopt from Haws, you're not just bringing home a pet. You're giving love, hope, and a second chance. Visit hawspets.org to meet your new best friend. Haws, your shelter, our community, for the animals we love.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports desk. After taking 3 of 4 against the Pirates, the Brewers welcome in the Twins for a 3-game weekend series. Good start for Dustin May in his Brewers debut Thursday against the Pirates, going 6 innings and allowing 2 runs and earning the win.
It was definitely exciting. Definitely had a little rust to knock off. It's been 8 or 9 days since my last one. So, it was good to get out there and compete. And the guys played great behind me, and we scored some runs. So it was a great team win.
Brewers begin the day with a 5.5-game lead over the Cubs for first place in the division. Cubs have won 4 straight. Coverage of tonight's game gets underway at 6:05 on WTMJ. No more flips. That's the message from Packers head coach Matt LaFleur to third-year running back Marshawn Lloyd after he scored a touchdown during Thursday's training camp practice and celebrated accordingly.
He said it was cool, but he said, yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah. You know, Christian Watson used to do those too.
Yeah, and he told him the same thing, not to stop doing them.
The third-year running back has only played in 1 game in 2 years due to a variety of injuries. He is healthy now and pushing for a significant role behind Josh Jacobs in the Packers offense. Meanwhile, the Packers' annual family night scrimmage begins tonight at 7 o'clock.
Let's get you an update on the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. I have good news for you, and I've got some okay news for you. The good news is we don't have any crashes to report. That's fabulous. We love that on a Friday afternoon. The bad news is we are seeing some slowdowns, and it's just because a lot of people are out right now. You got people coming to the Wisconsin State Fair. You got people coming in from out of town to go to the Brewers game. We are seeing especially slow spots, 41, 43. Headed out west. So if you're over in the Gateway to Milwaukee area, say over on Layton, and you're taking the curve, you're going out on 41, 43 out west. It is very slow going right there. It looks like once you get to 60th Street, you're in the clear, however. If I take a peek near the ballpark, American Family Field, it is extremely slow right now, 94 eastbound and westbound. The good news, especially if you're listening, you've got us turned down and you're coming in from out of town, you're going, what is this? That's our construction. You don't see people working out there right now, but the barrels are still out there, and you just have a lot of people going slow through that area. So no crashes to report. Once you get through it, it doesn't take long. Just pack your patience. Once you get past the ballpark, if you're headed westbound, just a little bit. Once you get to about 60th Street, you'll be okay. And then if you are headed into the city, looks like there are slowdowns a little bit past 35th Street, but once you hit Layton, you're okay.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Brave Americans who served shouldn't be denied benefits or have a disability claim incorrectly evaluated by the VA. If you're one of those vets, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Nice day today. High of 86 degrees. It's currently 84. Plenty of sun, a lot of blue sky, and just enough cloud coverage here at State Fair Park. Really nice day to be out here on the grounds. Overnight low in the 60s. Tomorrow, similar to today. High of 82 under sunny skies. Chance of rain on Sunday. Not a washout by any stretch, but we do have a little mix of sun and clouds expected. Could see a pop-up thunderstorm throughout the day. 82 the high on Sunday. It's 84 right now in Milwaukee at State Fair Park.
Cream puffs, concerts, and carnival rides. Wisconsin State Fair is back, and Wisconsin's Midday News is live from the Bank 59 studios on the State Fairgrounds. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
Oh, what a great way to launch into your weekend here, right? Take off of work on a Friday, pop into the State Fair. I don't know, maybe check out the Brewers game tonight, soak it all in. Feels like summer outside and no rain in the forecast, so all those who chose to take a day off, and I think there are many, I think you're enjoying yourself out there today.
It looks absolutely lovely out there. I'm taking a look at, you can see the flags just blowing there in the wind. You also have a couple of new America 250 signs this year, celebrating America's 250th. The sun is shining. We just have a couple of very, very light clouds down in the sky. People are having their funnel cakes. They're having fun. Many, many cream puffs being had as we speak.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, the FAA is investigating an airspace shutdown that impacted Wisconsin.
What's going on with the airspace?
Center is shut down, completely shut down.
An outage at a Minneapolis air traffic control facility forced the airspace in at least 9 states, including the Badger State, to be shut down yesterday afternoon. Hundreds of flights couldn't take off, and others were forced to divert. There are lingering delays and some cancellations today because of that shutdown. ABC Aviation contributor John Nance says although the problem only lasted about 90 minutes, it's going to take days to recover.
From the airline's point of view, the ripple effect is monstrous because you've got crews in places that they really shouldn't be. In other words, you've got crew timeout problems. You've got people in places that they don't have the equipment to fly because that's someplace else. Anytime you put this system on the ground, any part of it for 90 minutes, you've got a ripple effect that will go on for at least a couple of days before the airlines are fully back to normal.
All right, checking out the misery map for you here. We have 2,400 delays across the country today and more than 700 cancellations. Mitchell International Airport in Milwaukee has also seen some delays and cancellations today, so if you are traveling, check before you leave.
Well, maybe if you want to make it a trifecta day, you come down to Wisconsin State Fair Park, you hang out through lunch, and make your way up to Lambeau Field. There will be football tonight at Lambeau. The Packers' annual Family Night scrimmage takes place this evening. It's in its 25th year. It goes back to 1999. They had a year off for COVID, of course, but it's back, and it's more of a practice than it is a scrimmage, but nonetheless, first opportunity for the new members of the Green Bay Packers to see the field at Lambeau, and about roughly 60,000 fans are expected to be in attendance. Wonderful fireworks show. Not sure if you ever covered that or were a part of a family night. I've been up there before. It is everything that its name suggests. It is an unbelievable time. You know, for a lot of these people, it's their only chance to get inside Lambeau Field and bring the family, right? I mean, the cost of going to it.
Expensive.
It is, right? Tickets are sold out commonly for games. So what a great opportunity to get inside Lambeau.
Number 3, the Milwaukee Police Department could soon have a new presence right in the heart of Milwaukee's entertainment district. The former Dukes on Water and Varsity building at Water and Juneau is now the subject of discussions between MPD and the property's new owner. That spot has long been associated with late-night crowds and, more recently, concerns about violent crime. I reached out to the Milwaukee Police Department for an interview about the project. They told me they're not talking about it just yet as they continue to review plans. But the department did send a statement saying MPD is in conversation with the property investors about an appropriate public safety use of that space. Contractors have been seen working inside the historic building this week.
It's 1:15 on WTMJ. What do you know about Wisconsin's honey program? It's an incredible one. We've got the Honey Queen joining us in studio after this.
Tell them you want hardwood, but make it affordable. Vince Vitrano here for Hunt's Flooring. A lot of people think hardwood flooring is out of their price range. We did. Then we visited Hunt's Flooring in Greenfield. Right there on Highway 100, Hunt's has a large inventory of hardwood in stock at discounted pricing. We just got Phil to show us around, see what he had priced to move, and we locked in a great deal. We were able to do our entire first floor. These are in-store deals only, not something you find online. Stop in, take a look, tell them Vinny sent you to Hunt's Flooring in Greenfield.
Hey, thanks, Vinny. Hey, Left's Lucky Town keeps us fed here at Wisconsin State Fair Park. In fact, just had some lunch today. Fantastic. Had the chicken tender dinner. There's a beautiful smash burger on the list as well. Some Rangoon. Enjoy it at Left's Lucky Town. It's in the Miller Lite Zone here at State Fair Park. You can stop by. There's live music going on throughout the run of the fair. If you're not coming to the fair, you can check out Left's Lucky Town in Wauwatosa, right off State Street. Wonderful patio, great vibes. You can watch the game, hang out with friends, maybe have a fish fry tonight. Good partners, good friends at Left's Lucky Town.
There's not a bad time to better insulate your home, but there is a better time, and it's right now. Vince Vitrano here just talked with Jeff from USA Insulation. Jeff says they always get busy in the fall and early winter as everyone's concerned about keeping their houses warm. But doing a project with USA Insulation does just as well to keep your house cooler in the summer months and saving you money on your electric bills. Tell Jeff Vinny told you want the government rebates and discounts that can save you thousands on your project. Get started at usainsulation.net.
Have you ever wondered if you're giving the right way? Maybe you want to support a charity that's important to you, but you're not sure how it fits into your estate plan or what it means for your family's future. Join Annex Wealth Management for a free webinar, More Giving, Less Guessing. Hear from me, yours truly, Steve Scavidi, and CEO Dave Spano, estate planning attorney Alec Durand, as we share practical strategies to help you give with confidence and create the legacy you envision. Reserve your free spot today at annexwealth.com/events. That's annexwealth.com/events.
Nice day today. Get out here and enjoy it at Wisconsin State Fair Park. High of 86. It's currently 84. Nice mix of sun and clouds. What a beautiful day. Overnight low 66 degrees. Tomorrow's high 82. Should be plenty of sunshine. There's a little chance for thunderstorms on Sunday. We'll keep track of that. 84 right now in Milwaukee at State Fair Park. Well, news you can use here. Wisconsin is a prominent and top-tier producer of honey, consistently ranking somewhere around 10 or 11 in the United States. Commercial operations, local beekeepers, they work together here. Roughly 2.5 million pounds of honey are harvested in the state of Wisconsin each and every year. And for more on that, we welcome in the 2026 Honey Queen joining us here. It's Emily Scala. Are 2026, is that right? So you've got a little ways to go with your Honey Queendom?
Yes. So I started actually in November when I was crowned at the Wisconsin Honey Producers Association Fall Convention, where I was just interviewed and gave presentations to prep for Honey Queen, and then I was crowned, and I started my year in February, and I hope to continue for quite a bit now, until November.
So, Emily, how does a college student studying medical lab science become the Wisconsin Honey Queen?
Yes, so it is just like any other job application. I had to put one in, write about myself, write about the honey industry, again, give those presentations and those interviews so they could see my personal interactions with people and beekeepers, and then I was crowned after they decided I was fit for Honey Queen.
Well, so as you're building a resume toward this, what does that all include? Because it wasn't like you just sort of stumbled into this idea, right? It comes from a passion.
Yes, I've been beekeeping for about 6 years now, and I was introduced to the Honey Queen program right at the beginning, and I knew that I wanted to do that to educate people on honeybees, and being Honey Queen lets me talk to people. I get media training, I get personal communications, I'm able to speak to a crowd and give presentations. So there's a lot of benefits from being Honey Queen.
I really want to dive into your work as a beekeeper. Do you remember the first time you opened up a hive by yourself? Because a lot of us can't even imagine doing something that, opening up that hive, and then you just have tens of thousands of bees in some cases coming out.
Oh yeah, it was an amazing experience, especially realizing that these are my bees and I get to work with them. I had a great mentor teach me everything I know now, and it was just awe-inspiring just opening up that hive and knowing these are mine and I get to learn about them and interact with them and make my own honey.
And you're wearing a nice honey necklace there, or honey bee necklace, and you've brought some honey to the studios. The honey sticks are a favorite of my kids, so thank you for bringing those in. It really is one of those industries in the state of Wisconsin that maybe gets a little bit overlooked, right? People talk about cranberries and its importance, and it is, soybeans and so on, but honey is a major industry here in the state of Wisconsin.
It is, and without our honeybees, we wouldn't have quite a bit of our pollination. So our cranberries, our apples, our cherries all rely on honeybees because they do a lot of our pollination. 1/3 of our crops is pollinated by insects, and honeybees do 80% of that work.
Is it true that if you buy honey that is local to your area or your state, that's better for you?
Yes, there are a lot of people who have told me that the honey that they get from their area does help with their allergies. And also, you get to create a relationship with your beekeeper when you are buying your local honey because they know their customers and they know that their customers expect good quality honey and they're always going to get that.
Well, you brought some here, too, and we're getting a little creative with our honey. You brought a jalapeno hot honey.
That would spicy.
Be
Love
great
it.
Drizzled over a chicken breast or something like that. The uses of honey, I think, it go far beyond what you may have known just as a kid growing up. My kids love it. If we don't have fresh honey or good honey in the house, they know. And they know the cheap stuff, too, that you might end up buying at a sort of a big store. I love farmers markets that have a wide variety of honey that you can try, but it's local. You know you're supporting local with stuff like that.
Oh, yes. It's fantastic, and honey can be used inside and outside of the kitchen. I have plenty of recipes about honey. I'm giving lots of demonstrations on honey with different foods all throughout State Fair, and my recipes always include honey. And honey is great for if you have a little scratch, you can put a little honey on top underneath a Band-Aid because it keeps the moisture in and keeps all the germs out because it's antibacterial. And athletes actually use a lot of honey too for just a little boost of energy right before they have to compete. So honey is so useful.
Never thought about using honey for a cut. Have you ever done that with your girls?
No, I've done aloe. I've not done honey.
I feel like I want to try that now. You were talking about recipes, and I'm taking a look at your brochure. It's lovely, and I do see some yummy ones. Honey ham grilled cheese, honey zucchini muffins, sweet honey popcorn, yum. And then how about this blueberry cream cheese bread pudding with honey cream sauce? If we talk about Wisconsin, what is the biggest threat to a Wisconsin hive right now?
Oh, right now, I would say for Wisconsin, we obviously have very cold winters, and that can cause problems. So prepping for winter is really big for beekeepers, making sure that the bees have enough food to survive winter because they don't sleep during winter. They're still alive and awake and eating all that honey. So if they don't have enough food, we want to make sure that they do so they don't die because we need a lot of honeybees to do a lot of our pollination.
You think about other conditions that we've experienced here. It seems to be kind of a climate of extremes in so many different areas. Drought conditions. Then when it rains, it really rains. So we've seen that. We've seen wildfire smoke affect our air quality. How has that affected honey crops? Just some of those extreme conditions and sort of the unpredictable nature of wildfire smoke and things like that.
Yes, it can affect it. It takes a while for flowers to replenish their nectar, so it does kind of affect our honey crops too. And with the drought, if we don't have as many flowers for the bees to visit, that also hinders their honey production as well. So just making sure that, especially if you have like flowers of our own, like just in our backyards, making sure they're nice and watered, and also making sure you have native pollinator plants as well. So that's good for not only our honeybees, but also for our butterflies and bumblebees and our other pollinators who also need that as well.
You mentioned at the beginning that you got a chance throughout your years to learn about the bees. And your bees, they were yours, and you appreciated that. What did you learn about the bees?
I have learned so much. I learned all the diseases that can affect them, the parasites as well. I learned how to use proper management and caring for my bees, when to treat, when not to treat, because when they get sick, we want to make sure, like any other livestock animal, that they are cared for. I learned actually how to extract honey and how interesting it can be and how time consuming it can be when it's just you and another person with your hand crank extractor. I also learned kind of what the bees like and how far they travel to get to the flowers that they enjoy. They really enjoy the high density flowers like in our trees and bushes because they don't have to fly very far to get to those flowers. They can stick to one tree or bush and pollinate all those flowers to get all the nectar that they need.
Well, thank you for all the work you do. Thank you for getting the word out, too. Emily Scala is the honey queen, native of Pulaski, and they can find you in the Wisconsin Ag Barn, the Products Pavilion, the Wisconsin Products Pavilion, one of my favorite areas. Get all your honey over there, and you brought some great stuff for us today, too. I appreciate it, Emily. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Have you ever been stung?
Yes.
Oh, I had a feeling. Thanks so much. We appreciate it.
It is 1:26. News coming up.
When you run a team, you want great uniforms, and you know selling spiritwear is vital. That's why Burkhart Sporting Goods will create a free custom website for you to sell your families and players the coolest spiritwear from Nike and Under Armour, as well as the basics, while helping you fundraise at the same time. We take the hassle out of coordinating your team's apparel and make shopping and buying easy. So when you need awesome spiritwear and uniforms for your organization, you can't beat Burkhart. You can't beat Burkhart.
Well, how about a little hot honey on a Palermo's pizza? There you go. Two Wisconsin things coming together. That sounds delicious. Wisconsin's hometown pizza is Palermo's, made wherever and found wherever you like to shop. But made right here in Wisconsin, not too far from where broadcasting, as a matter of fact. 60 years. The pizza of choice in the state of Wisconsin and throughout the country is Palermo's. Grab yourself a Screamin' Sicilian, a Connie's, or Urban Pie. About 20 minutes in the oven at 425. You'll be eating great. Thanks to Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
No matter where you hear WTMJ, whether it be here,
So we are overlooking the bay. We're in the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studios.
or there,
Here live in our Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
catch us at home or on the go. Thanks to Fellow Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
In the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin podcast studio.
We are live wherever you are, on the air and on the go. The Pella Windows and Doors podcast studio is live on WTMJ.com.
The saying goes, no good deed goes unpunished. Well, how about a good deed and then getting rewarded for it? Join the WTMJ Street Team with me, Julia Fellow, outside of the Bank 59 studios at the Wisconsin State Fair, Thursday, August 13th from 12 to 2.
Hey, good deed, good deed.
Tell us about a good deed you've done or received, and you get a piece of swag.
Hello, good deed done.
It's that easy.
Just so many good deeds.
As the kiddos get ready to get back to school, you can find really great back-to-school savings at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. School supplies and some surprisingly cool clothing too. And teachers, you get an additional discount. Get the best back-to-school bargains at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory's arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests. That's WTMJ.com/contests.
I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It is Friday, August 7th. Your top story, the weather heating up as the State Fair kicks into high gear.
I'm Jessica Ty. A stolen Picasso painting found in Brew City.
Nice day today. Pleasant conditions, warm, and a high of 86 degrees. Overnight low 68. Sunshine returns tomorrow with a high of 82. Chance of rain on Sunday.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. The Senate today approved a long-awaited Russia and Iran sanctions bill. It heads to the House, which is on recess until the end of the month. President Trump moves forward with his attempt to remove Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve over unproven allegations of mortgage fraud, sources say. Cook's lawyer calls the allegation baseless. Analysts expected a net gain of 83,000 jobs last month. Instead, the Labor Department reports a loss of 23,000. Totals for June and May were revised downward. KPMG chief economist, managing director Diane Swank, says one factor was the loss of temporary protected status for hundreds of thousands of Haitian immigrants.
Many employers were unclear about when they could keep those workers till, and some of those layoffs occurred ahead of time.
Todd Blanche has barely enough support to become the next attorney general, with Senator Bill Cassidy saying he'll vote for him. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:31.
2 kids are safe after their jet ski overturned in Lake Mendota. A scary situation for them. The Madison Fire Department's lake rescue team responded yesterday afternoon to the area of the lake near Woodward Drive. The kids were in the water about 100 feet from shore. They were wearing life jackets, and they were able to swing back to shore safely. Neither was hurt. The jet ski rental company was able to retrieve the jet ski. Paramedics gave the kids a ride back to their family. A valuable piece of artwork stolen from a Milwaukee art gallery more than 8 years ago was just turned into police.
The artwork is an original Pablo Picasso etching from 1949, a print titled Torero, depicting a Spanish bullfighter. Milwaukee police say a community member recognized the print and turned it in to District 4. An authenticator confirms the print was stolen from DeLinde Fine Art Appraisals on Jefferson Street back in February 2018. Investigators are working on locating the rightful owner. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Molson Coors is feeling the squeeze of elevated gas prices and inflation.
Miller Lite's parent company revealed a roughly 3% dip in second quarter sales and 46% earnings decrease Thursday. CEO Raul Goyal says both domestic and international factors led to the lost revenue.
Prices at the gas pump peaked in May. At the same time, geopolitical uncertainty weighed on consumer confidence in EMEA and APAC.
Flagship brands like Miller Lite and Miller High Life showed improved sales. Molson Coors still plans to finish the year either flat or down 1% in net sales compared to last year. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
If you're heading to the state fair today, come on by, say hi, wave to us. Hello, sir. Hi there, ma'am. See what a blast we're having. She's got a Miller Lite. She's got the koozie, too. It almost looked like a WTMJ koozie. It might be. You stop by. I think you spin the wheel, sign up for our socials. If you're not already signed up, you can get a little prize. Something else you might also do at the fair today? How about the alpaca tent?
We have 2 live alpacas in our display, and we represent some alpaca breeders from throughout the state, and we're selling alpaca products.
Yes, they are. Kevin Stair with London Dairy Alpaca Ranch in Two Rivers tells WTMJ.
Alpaca is warmer than sheep wool, stronger than sheep wool, and wicks moisture away, especially for people whose feet sweat.
Oh, you don't want sweaty feet. Yeah, that's never good. Oh, there goes a lady walking by with her beer in a Wisco shirt. Those Wisco shirts, so popular. A little polarizing, too, right? The alpaca tent, by the way, located next to the Discovery Barnyard. The 175th Wisconsin State Fair runs through August 16th. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, East 134.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Back to school season always seems to get everyone back on a schedule. So here's my question. When are you going to make yourself part of that routine? I'm Steve Scafidi, and that's exactly what I did with Milwaukee Weight Loss. Honestly, I wish I would have started sooner. I'm feeling better. I've got more energy because it really, really works. Right now, if you enroll by August 31st, you'll save $200 on the complete Milwaukee Weight Loss program. Don't keep putting it off. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Schedule your free consultation today. Results may vary.
John Mercure here for Connect Chiropractic. Life today can keep us stuck in stress mode. Headaches, poor sleep, constant tension, feeling worn down. At Connect Chiropractic, the focus isn't just masking symptoms, it's finding the root cause, helping your nervous system function the way it was designed so your body can heal, adapt, and perform at its best. If you deal with headaches, sleep struggles, or neck and back pain from long days at a desk, take a closer look. Start with a first visit at Connect Chiropractic. It includes advanced scans, digital x-rays, helping uncover what's really going on. Connect Chiropractic.
Are you looking for a welcoming place to unwind? Vince Vitrano here. Our family found a home at Racine Country Club. Premier golf on the historic championship course, rolling terrain, famously fast greens, tight fairways, and scenic Root River views. Work your game year-round with indoor simulators, hitting bays, top-notch practice facilities, and leagues for every level. Plus, at Racine Country Club, you enjoy elevated dining, swimming, and a full calendar of family-friendly events. Join me on the course at Racine Country Club, RacineCountryClub.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 18th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Seattle Mariners.
Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in August 18th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Tune in Saturdays at 6 a.m. for Legally Speaking with Kirsten Hildebrand. Hildebrand Law. Legal talk without the filler and straight to the point. Miss the show? Catch the Legally Speaking podcast on WTMJ.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers welcome in the Twins for Game 1 of a 3-game series tonight after taking 3 of 4 against the Pittsburgh Pirates at American Family Field. Good start for Dustin May, the newest member of the Brewers, earns the win, going 6 innings, allowing 2 earned runs. A pleasing sight for Brewers president of baseball operations, Matt Arnold.
He's got a really good arm, and he almost no-hit us about a month ago, and a really good guy. And again, he's just immediately impacted our clubhouse. It's just a ton of guys really have a lot of respect for this guy, and he's just been through a lot.
Coverage of tonight's game begins at 6:05 on WTMJ. 60,000 fans expected to be inside Lambeau Field tonight for the annual Family Night scrimmage. More of a practice than anything else. Expect to see a good spattering of wide receiver Sky Moore, former second-round draft pick of the Chiefs in 2022, is raising eyebrows in camp with his ability to receive and return kicks, according to Packers GM Brian Gutekunst.
I think this guy's going to help us as a returner and as a receiver. I think he's going to do both. He does a lot of the things that offensively that Matt asks of those guys, particularly out of the slot. And then obviously he's a proven punt and kick returner, so I expect him to be part of our squad moving forward.
Packers begin the preseason August 13th against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We do have a new crash. 4394 north, about a mile beyond 4194 north. Left lane is blocked because of that crash. I'm pulling up the cameras here to take a peek for you, and I do see 2 cars off to the side of the road. You've got people standing on the side of the interstate, which is always a little nerve-wracking too. Not a great thing to do. Hopefully, cars are paying attention and watching. It looks like the sun is glaring on these cars. It's possible that one emergency responder is out there already. If not, there are at least 3 cars involved. So you got numerous cars out here. You've got people on the interstate. It looks like one emergency responder might be there at the scene. Hard to tell due to the sun glare. But heads up for you there. I am starting to see delays because of it. This is a brand new crash. 4394 north, about a mile beyond 4194 north. Left lane is blocked.
Signed by chicken tenders from Left's Lucky Town. I am very thankful that the Honey Queen was here, because now I'm using the honey out of the little honey bear that she delivered to dip my chicken tenders in. I didn't have any condiments, so I'm going with that. I like the honey on the chicken tender. It's delicious.
Okay, and can we show that little bear, the honey bear, for the cameras here, for those of you who are watching on streaming? Because
cute little thing.
This isn't just any honey bear. It's like a miniature honey bear.
Yeah.
It's adorable. I feel like the kids would love that.
This would be like, you'd be able to get this on an airplane if you're trying to bring honey on an airplane. This is
is it 3 ounces or less?
Probably 2 ounces, I would guess, but a cute little bear. Little honey container. I love it. From the Honey Queen right to my chicken tender.
Okay, I have more details on the Honey Queen as well. I was talking to her during our commercial break, and more details that I want to let people know about the number of times she's been stung and what she's doing right now to make sure that she doesn't respond to that. But we've got to get to weather first, Greg.
I'm not sure how much Jacob Montesano knows about honey, but I do know this. He knows about the forecast, and we're finally out and about here, Jacob, so we can tell you with certainty that it's a very nice, sincere summer day at Wisconsin State Fair Park.
Yeah, today kind of similar to yesterday, a little bit warmer today, but the temperatures that we've seen the last 2 days, you can get used to them because we're not expecting the temperature to change too much. If anything, they may actually cool down with no hot days in the forecast for the entire state fair. Now, maybe towards the end of the fair, it might warm up, but early signs are suggesting that that's not going to happen. So it's not looking like we're going to see any days during this state fair be overly hot, which is certainly some good news.
Yeah, that's great news. Very comfortable out here today. What about tonight, though? Is there a chance for rain or storms, and what might we see?
Yeah, there is a chance of storms, although it doesn't look like we're going to see much. We'll see a line of storms move into our area from the west-northwest, but it's really going to dissipate as it gets closer to our area. And a lot of locations I expect to not see any rain tonight. Even if we do, it does look like it's going to be pretty late into the evening, if not overnight kind of rain. So I don't think it's going to impact the state fair too much. Maybe a brief storm at worst. But again, I still expect to see fairly dry conditions throughout the entire evening. Then as we get towards Saturday, we are going to be drier. Temperatures will be pretty similar, lower 80s for highs. We will see more storm chances return Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But it's still a few days out, and it's very, unclear what the best time frame will be because it kind of just looks like we could see on and off storms all 3 days. But at the same time, none of those days look like washouts. So it's not the worst news in the world, and it's not, necessarily going to be a negative, an overall negative, because obviously, we'll probably see rain at some point over the next 11 days, and the fact that we're not really seeing washout conditions, we'll definitely take that, and temperatures will cool down a little bit after those storms for the middle of the week.
Yeah, I noted on Sunday it shows sun, it shows some clouds, it shows a chance of rain, a little bit of everything, right? But I guess it is good, right, for people who've got plans to get up to the ballpark or get up to Green Bay for training camp or even be a part of what we're doing here at the Wisconsin State Fair. You might get a little bit wet, but it maybe is not going to hang out all too long. That's kind of my read of it.
Yeah, I would say the plan that should be put in place is prepare for rain, but no, not necessarily cancel any plans you have outside, because I do believe if it does rain, it shouldn't be too long, although it might get heavy if we do see those storms form. And right now, there's not a really big severe risk, if any severe risk, with these storms.
Well, we're happy to get your forecast because we know Nelly is making his way here to the Wisconsin State Fair, and he was telling us it's hot in here, and it's actually feeling pretty comfortable is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think today actually will be the warmest day, so if you guys are comfortable, then it's hard to find a day where you won't be comfortable because, we're looking at lower 80s for highs through the weekend and then 70s for highs by the middle and end of next week.
So I'm looking for the storm chaser here, Jacob. I don't see it yet, but I don't know if there are plans to have it down here at all throughout the run of the fair. It's usually here somewhere, but I don't see it yet.
We had it here yesterday, in fact, or I shouldn't say here because I'm not there, but we had it there yesterday. I was the one that was at the Chaser. Today we do have it at another festival, the Moon Festival at the 3rd Ward, but I do believe we do have several other plans to to at least have presence there, if not the Chaser.
Well, we want a live weather update for the next time you're out here, and we're here doing our show. We want a live weather update from you in our studios. You can join us, Jacob.
All right, that sounds good.
WTMJ meteorologist Jacob Montesano joining us says we hit 144 from the Wisconsin State Fair.
Go Brewers.
When it's time to explore assisted living, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. That's why we partnered with the American Seniors Housing Association to promote whereyouLiveMatters.org. I'm Mike from the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association. For over 30 years, our organization of more than 2,000 facility members has led through advocacy, education, and support to help advance quality care. That's why Wisconsin families trust WALA. When it's time to search for assisted living for yourself or a loved one, visit whereyouLiveMatters.org.
Well, big thanks to the folks at Inspired Closets for Milwaukee for reducing the clutter in our master closet. I'm telling you, they transformed our space. It was sort of a cluttery mess, and we're pretty clean people overall, but the closet proved to be a bear to try and tackle. And we'd clean it, we'd kind of take stuff out of it, but every time we did it, it was just a matter of time before it looked like a cluttered mess again. No longer the case. Inspired Closets Milwaukee designed a beautiful solution for us, and now our master closet looks brand new every day. In fact, we're leaving the door open on that master closet. Yeah, come see it. Come see what our space looks like. Designed and put together by the folks at Inspired Closets Milwaukee. Katie and Dan, a wife and husband team, they'll go to work for you, trying to remove the clutter and stress, not only from your life, but those spaces in your house that cause you that stress. Forget about it with Inspired Closets Milwaukee. Updating that laundry room, never been a better idea. How about that mud room? Seeing a lot of traffic with the kids home from school. Ask what they can do in your garage, master closet, linen closet, front hall closet, really any space that could use an organizational touch. Connect with the great people at Inspired Closets Milwaukee.
Looking for a getaway with fantastic outdoor recreation? Sheboygan is a perfect destination. Hike or bike through Kohler Andre State Park and other local parks. There are all kinds of water sports, including surfing, paddleboarding, and kayaking. Sheboygan's walkability takes you to South Pier. Visit shops, play mini golf, and enjoy fine dining. Shop their farmers market and take in live music. It's the Malibu of the Midwest. Plan your getaway today at visitsheboygan.com.
Doing banking differently since 1896. Greg Matzik here for Horicon Bank. Think about that for a second. Over 100 years of focus on the community and your business. At Horicon Bank, financing requests can be approved in days, not weeks, because your banker understands you and your business. And yes, Horicon Bank is expanding, but they've not lost that community-minded feel. I trust Horicon Bank. I've connected with Horicon Bank, and I invite you to do the same. It's Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice, member FDIC.
Get started on your painting project and save big money at Menard. paints. Zinsser Fast Prime 2 Plus Primer and Sealer is the go-to solution for tackling nearly any surface that needs to be sealed. Its fast dry time and excellent high-hiding formula allows for it to be used as a versatile, everyday primer. Our knowledgeable team is ready to help bring your dreams to life, 1 gallon at a time. Stop by your local Menards today.
Save big money at Menards.
It's been almost a month since Amy Austin and May Diber were killed in a hit-and-run near 20th and Teutonia. While police continue searching for the SUV involved in that crash, one family is hoping their own efforts will lead to the driver.
The family of Amy Austin is putting up $10,000 of their own money in hopes to find the person responsible for a hit-and-run that killed Austin and her longtime friend, May Diber. The two women were killed July 12th near Teutonia and Vienna Avenue in Milwaukee. Nearly a month later, Amy's sister, Deborah Austin, says the family hopes money will motivate someone who knows what happened to come forward.
We don't feel like anybody really wants to say anything, so we're trying to give them an incentive to give this person up.
Deborah says her son and Amy's son are each putting up $5,000. The family says the reward is for information leading to an arrest and conviction.
I feel like if we can't reach their heart, then we'll reach their pocket.
Antonio Torres considered Amy his mother. He says the family fears what could happen if too much time passes without an arrest.
We need answers. We don't want this to go into a year or two and it turns into a cold case.
The family has notified Milwaukee police about the reward and says the plans is to establish its own bank account to manage the money. At the same time, friends are pushing for safety improvements on Teutonia Avenue. Petition organizer Valletta Bradford Williams says Amy and May's death brought a new urgency to a problem she says that has existed for years.
This is not just a problem for the neighborhood on Teutonia and around Teutonia and Vienna. Those of us who drive down Teutonia Avenue know that this is a problem for the whole entire city.
But for Amy's family, the immediate goal remains find the person responsible.
Know something, please say something. If you have a heart and you would put yourself in me and my family's shoes, just think how it would make you feel. And just think how you would want justice for your family member as well. And to just sit there and think, like, how can you sleep at night with knowing that you have this information and you're not willing to come forward.
The family is offering $10,000 for information leading to an arrest and conviction. Tori Lowe, WTMJ News.
It's 1:49. Up next, another everyday hero.
Hey, it's the weekend. Take your family and guests to the Fox and Hounds, the up north, timbered, beautiful supper club near Holy Hill. John Mercure here. I love the Fox and Hounds. The Friday haddock fish fry is all you can eat and one of the best. All other dinners are buy one, get one free. The pan-fried walleye, the honey glazed salmon, the shrimp and scallop stir fry, surf and turf, your favorite steak or pasta, any entree, all buy one, get one free. Relax with a cocktail on that patio in the woods. The views are incredible. Then dinner in one of the 8 dining rooms. Serving Saturday lunch from 11 till 2. I highly recommend the award-winning Sunday all-you-care-to-eat brunch. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167 near Holy Hill. The summer drive is a must-see. Tables are open. Google, call, reserve. Enjoy a free world-class dinner this weekend at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club, serving from 4 p.m. Dine early at the Fox and Hounds.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know inspiration's in full swing this time of year. So bring us your wild ideas, and we'll bring the value on the quality supplies you need to make it happen at unbeatably low prices. Right now, during our summer jeans sale, get a free $20 Blaine's gift card when you spend $70 on Lee jeans for the family. Men's full blue brand jeans, just $10.99. Plus, in automotive, Kurt trailer hitches and accessories are 10% off. Find value on everything to do your thing. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
Sure, first pitch is important, but real Brewers fans know the real warm-up starts in the parking lot. Join us for WTMJ Day, the fan-focused tailgate before the Brewers game on Saturday, August 29th. Presented by Big Fish Contracting and Woodman's, with catering by Left's Lucky Town. WTMJ Day, before the Brewers game on Saturday, August 29th. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Time once again to celebrate an everyday hero, a story told weekly by WTMJ's Eric Bilstead.
An everyday hero is when Wisconsin's Morning News celebrates an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today we head to London. It's another instance where I encourage you to ask yourself, what would you do if you were in the same situation? It was a busy day at the Two Chairs grooming room. The barbers were all with their customers when all of a sudden a man bursts into the barbershop, his shirt all bloody, and he yells that he's been stabbed. One barber told The Sun that I was cutting someone's hair when a man rushed in asking for help. He was bloodied and holding his back. This barber immediately gave the man some tissue and towels to help calm him down. The victim said a woman had jumped at him without saying anything and just started attacking him with scissors. While the barber was treating the guy, he shouted that the woman was coming back from down the street. So what would you do? Well, this barber said he ran out of the store to confront the woman and to stop her from attacking more people. We all came rushing out of our shops to help, he said. I ran towards her down the street, and she stopped and looked at me holding the scissors. She had a strange look in her eyes. It was like she was possessed almost, but I still ran towards her and held her back. I was holding the woman back to stop her from attacking more people. This woman would stab 4 people total. All will survive. She's now in custody, all thanks to this barber who tackled the woman, held her until police were able to arrive. Thanks to this barber for being an everyday hero. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Always a great story is told by WTMJ's Eric Bilstead. We are looking out here at Wisconsin State Fair where little clouds have rolled in, but overall very nice days. So WTMJ reporter Jen Gregg and Tori Lowe, they're out doing this man-on-the-street stuff is kind of what they call it in the business. Essentially, people are walking by and they're trying to flag them down to take part in whatever they are doing here on camera. So I have done this before. When it works, it's a lot of fun, and you get some great responses from very interesting people. But that's the trick. You got to get them over to the camera, and that's something that I'm enjoying watching right now with Tori and Jen.
So that's a blast to see, and then this is just what's happening at State Fair right now. So you've got our crew out there doing some fun stuff right now at the State Fair, and then to the right, you've got one of the candidates for governor right now shaking hands, taking pictures. We see Joel Brennan right in front of us. Here's the thing. There are just days left until the primary, so this is a great spot to be because you can find people from all across the state right here in West Allis to enjoy the Wisconsin State Fair.
You know, it's such a great point because what have all these candidates worked to do over the last 9 months, if you think about it? Well, they try to connect with all different parts of our state and trying to blend their ideas for how you can help people who live in cities like Milwaukee, Madison, Green Bay, more populated areas, along with rural America, which is so well represented here in the state of Wisconsin. Well, it's all represented here at the Wisconsin State Fair. So that is cool to see. I know Republican presumptive nominee Tom Tiffany will be here a little bit later today. A lot of the folks are cruising through. And, of course, our good friend Jeff Wagner makes his yearly appearance here at the Wisconsin State Fair.
And his wife,
friend.
up from Bonita Springs, I bet. Yes, they gave it the thumbs up. Enjoying Wisconsin summers, though, because we do love Wisconsin summers. By the way, we were talking about the governor's race coming up on Tuesday. If you missed it, we did talk with gubernatorial candidate Joel Brennan today on today's show, so you can find that on Wisconsin's Midday News podcast. Earlier in the week, we had David Crawley on. We also had Kelda Roy's in. We were waiting for Francesca Hong to reach back out again. She's busy on the national circuit, as we've seen a lot on social media. And Tom Tiffany as well. We're working with his people, but he's going to be on the afternoon show as well. We're working to see. He might be out here on Tuesday at the State Fair, so we may have him in on Tuesday as well.
Yeah, crunch time, as you stated here, primary election. I know early voting is underway, but the primary really flies in earnest on Tuesday of next week. It's 1:56 on WTMJ. Wisconsin's Midday News podcast is built by Siding Unlimited. Everything that you may have missed from earlier today or throughout the week or weeks past, you can find it on our podcast page. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You can find us. Also, we are on YouTube, so you can kind of see what we're doing here at Wisconsin State Fair Park through our YouTube page. Hop into our State Fair studios and be a part of what we do here throughout the run of the fair each and every day. We've got news coming up in just a few.
We demand a lot of our shoulders and hands, our hips and knees, our backs and feet. They do life's heavy lifting, so we owe them the greatest attention in return. The Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network provides expert orthopedic and spine care to help you move, lift, turn, and reach with the most possible ease. Whether you have a sports-related injury or a nagging condition that just won't go away, excellence should always be an option. So we make our care available in nearby locations and offer same-day ortho and spine appointments when relief can't wait. It's how to recover quicker, prevent small concerns from becoming big ones, and solve complex issues with the expertise you can only get with academic medicine. We're given just one body, so let's tend to it, check in on it. Let's give it the greatest of care, because when it's tuned up and injury-free, we can always be pushing ahead. To learn more about our nationally recognized orthopedic and spine care, visit freighter.com/ortho.
Well, the story of Horicon Bank is a fantastic story. A bank founded in the town of Horicon back in 1896. They are still going strong today and expanding, but they've not lost that community-minded approach. It's Horicon Bank celebrating 130 years of doing banking differently, and all right here in the state of Wisconsin. This is a Wisconsin bank through and through. Local, that's the story of Horicon Bank. Community-minded, also part of their incredible story. With branches now open in New Berlin and Wauwatosa, Menominee Falls, and Grafton, even West Bend. Horicon Bank is where you are in the state of Wisconsin. And they've got the financing plans, services, and products that all go hand in hand and help you get that business off the ground and meeting its cash flow objectives. Connect with the great people at Horicon Bank. Together doing good for 130 years, and member FDIC.
The stories you're talking about on Wisconsin's Morning News.
What do you do with these protesters who clearly want to be heard?
You know, when it comes to protests, you got the real element of people who are sincerely looking forward to trying to figure out what's going on with this situation. And then you have another element out there that just wants to cause trouble. Make sure that the outside investigation is thorough and make sure that it doesn't take a long time, because as these things go on, they just continue to get worse.
Only here on WTMJ.
I'm with Eric, Director of Research for Good Karma Brands. They have business technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Eric, what does partner mean to you?
Partner isn't just out for them. The partner cares about how we solve our problems, and it can be a mutually beneficial relationship from there on.
And I understand throughout the more than 15-year partnership between Good Karma Brands and James Imaging Systems, you have shared many core values.
Absolutely. Work hard, be honest, over-deliver, follow through, listen, teamwork.
Eric, summarize your overall business technology partnership with James Imaging Systems for me.
Outstanding. As we've grown tremendously and you guys have still been able to meet our needs each step of our growth, that's huge.
AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Transform your home today. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
Double plays.
On to first in time!
Double dingers.
Oh, God!
Double the hype. The Twins are in town. And the crew's ready to cash in.
Additional defensive changes as Contreras hammers one to left. It's up and gone.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts at 6:05.
Got him looking. 10 strikeouts for Kyle Harrison.
On the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 2:01. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, August 7th. Your top story, stepping down over duplicate absentee ballots.
I'm Jessica Ty. Meta pays millions more to fund mental health programs.
Could see some pop-up rain showers tonight after a daytime high of 86 degrees. Little mix of sun and clouds throughout the rest of the day. Clouds start rolling in a little later tonight. Overnight low 69. Tomorrow's high 82. 84 and partly cloudy in Milwaukee. at 2:02. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, city clerk in Green Bay is stepping down following issues over duplicate absentee ballots.
Celestine Jeffries in the mayor's office announcing her departure in a joint statement today, ending her 5-year tenure as clerk. She had been placed on paid administrative leave after 2 separate incidents involving duplicate absentee ballots that were sent to voters during the spring election and the upcoming primary. The Wisconsin Elections Commission later authorized an investigation into whether election laws were violated. Commissioner Ann Jacobs.
First of all, it happened once, okay. But then for the exact same error to happen a second time, weeks later, is unconscionable.
Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Authorities in Fond du Lac County are investigating the death of a worker at the Saputo cheese plant.
It sounds like the patient fell into a machine.
That's audio courtesy of Broadcastify. Deputies were called to the cheese plant in Alto early this morning. A 43-year-old man from Fond du Lac died right there at the scene. The sheriff's office says their initial investigation reveals the man likely suffered a medical event while working.
A New Mexico judge says Meta, owner of Instagram and Facebook, helped fuel the state's child mental health crisis, and that Meta needs to pay up to fund mental health programs. The court ruling Meta must pay $567 million on top of a previous multi-million-dollar verdict from a jury.
New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres says his state's massive victory against Meta is proof the narrative about social media and children is changing around the world.
Yesterday's decision was, by all accounts, a historic moment.
He says New Mexico relied on a 56-year-old outdated statute written long before social media and smartphones. He's calling on his state and others to update laws to be in line with current technology. Meta says it will appeal the verdict. Alex Stone, ABC News.
The Senate has passed a bipartisan bill that would impose harsher sanctions on Russia and the top 5 buyers of Russian oil, along with extending existing sanctions on Iran. Democratic Senator Dick Durbin says this will give power to President Trump to inflict further economic harm on Russia.
I hope he does not misuse it. I hope he uses it for the right reason, to stop the wanton killing which takes place every night in Kyiv and other cities around Ukraine.
This legislation is a goal of the late Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, who died earlier this month. The vote was 86-11.
Well, what makes music headliners like Bailey Zimmerman, Winona Judd, and Melissa Etheridge, Nelly, All-American Rejects, and more want to play at the State Fair? Director of Entertainment Jamie Kwiatkowski tells WTMJ.
We do really try to make it like nice and convenient for them to come in, and all, our hospitality. We hope that we have a nice little Wisconsin edge to ourselves.
And they're already looking ahead with multiple acts already booked for next year. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow up a shade under 100 points at 53,983. NASDAQ up 265 points at 26,612. And the S&P is up today about 35 points at 7744. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com.
The Wisconsin State Fair, Brewers baseball, this is what Milwaukee summers are all about. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:05.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Any bit of time here at the Wisconsin State Fair, you got to stop by Left's Lucky Town of the Miller Lite Sports Bar and Grill. It's right on the corner of Grandstand Avenue and 2nd Street. What a great location. Live music, great cold beer, wonderful menu. In fact, we just had some lunch from there. How about the candied bacon cheese curds or the chimmy brat changa? It's all there for you and more at Left's. Left's Lucky Town. If you're not going to stop by the fair, check out the Left's location off State Street in Wauwatosa.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. It's been more than 3 years, and I'm telling you, my garage doors from J.D. Griffiths still look brand new. They pop. J.D. Griffiths has been installing garage doors and building detached garages for decades. And right now, J.D. Griffiths wants to do something for you. The first 10 people to go to the website and mention WTMJ can get $100 off a garage renovation, $100 off a new door, or $500 toward a new garage build. Go to jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ right now.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee and Waukesha. Griffin. The buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. After taking 3 of 4 against the Pirates, the Brewers welcome in the Twins tonight for Game 1 of a 3-game weekend series. So far, so good for Dustin May, who earned the win in his Brewers debut Thursday afternoon.
It was definitely exciting. Definitely had a little rust to knock off. It's been 8 or 9 days since my last one. So, it was good to get out there and compete. And the guys played great behind me, and we scored some runs. So it was a great team win.
Brewers begin the day with a 5.5-game lead over the Cubs for first place in the NL Central. Coverage of tonight's game begins at 6:05. Well, no more flips. That's the message from Packers head coach Matt LaFleur to third-year running back Marshawn Lloyd, who scored a touchdown and did a backflip during Thursday's training camp practice.
He said it was cool, but he said, yeah, let's not do that. Yeah. You know, Christian Watson used to do those too. Yeah, and he told him the same thing, not to stop doing them.
Lloyd, a third-year running back, has only played 1 game in 2 years due to a variety of injuries. He is healthy now, pushing for a role behind Josh Jacobs in the Packers offense. Packers' annual family night practice begins at 7 o'clock tonight at Lambeau.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. We do have one crash that is still out there. I want to let you know what's going on here and take a peek at the cameras to see the latest situation. This crash is at 4394 North, about a mile beyond 4194 North. Left lane is blocked because of it, and the delays are getting a little bit longer. As I take a peek here at the cameras for you, I can see that there are numerous cars off there on the left-hand side of the road, but it looks like tow trucks have arrived at the scene. In fact, there are 2 tow trucks at the scene. One has a car on top of it already. The other one looks like it is happening now. Emergency responders are out there. They've got the flashing lights on, so traffic is crawling along in the 2 right-hand lanes. At least it's moving, so that's some good news. But just in case you're traveling in that area, do avoid it, at least for the time being. Looks like maybe the next 20 minutes it'll be out of here since those tow trucks are already at the scene. That's 4394 North, about a mile beyond 4194 North.
Sponsored by Accunet Mortgage.
Get your rock-solid pre-approval or a no-pressure refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Well, the cloud coverage has started to pick up a little bit here at State Fair Park, but still very comfortable with highs right around 85 degrees. We will get to our low of overnight about 67 degrees. So kind of muggy throughout the evening hours, muggy tomorrow and a high of 82. Plenty of sunshine. Chance for thunderstorms on Sunday. Sunday shows a little bit of everything. Going to be some sun, going to be some clouds, chance for storms. Could be kind of an everything day. Not looking like a washout, but the potential for rain is there. It is 84 right now and partly cloudy in Milwaukee at State Fair Park.
Cream puffs, concerts, and carnival rides. Wisconsin State Fair is back, and Wisconsin's Midday News is live from the Bank 59 studios on the State Fairgrounds. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
Final hour of the program, then time to go walk around the Wisconsin State Fair. I hopped into the Expo Center, which I love to do. That is a large space and full of air conditioning, which is great. So I walked by some of the the choppers and the dinnerware set and the knives and all that kind of stuff. Some of the same voices I recall hearing from last year walking around. So they're back. A lot of the hawkers are back here pitching their products inside the Expo Center.
Somebody else who is here and shining brightly, the Wisconsin Honey Queen. We got a chance to talk with Emily today. And during the commercial break, I had asked her at the very end, have you ever been stung? Because she's a beekeeper. She grew up being a beekeeper, and she does this. You call her like a small beekeeper, so to speak. She said, yes, I have. Well, then I was asking her more about it during the commercial break, and she said one of the more recent times, she had to go to the hospital. She had to go to the hospital because of it, but she's still doing this. So I said, well, what's the deal with that, right? She said she was stung in the nose, and all of a sudden, just her whole body was red, and she had to go to the hospital. She's okay, obviously, but once a month, she gets allergy shots, so her body can just kind of regulate to this. She said it's a honeybee venom injection, which I found fascinating. She gets 2 to 3... what did she kind of call it? Like 2 to 3 stings worth of venom is what she said. But she loves it, and she's learning a lot from the bees, and now she's going all around the state of Wisconsin talking about honey.
You must really love your job if you're going to be going down that route.
Here's your top 2 at 2 on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Now I'll take a turkey on white, hold the mayo and the lettuce, and now the peppers. Growing list of restaurant chains are yanking jalapenos linked to salmonella from their menus. Salad chain Sweet Green is joining Chipotle and Qdoba, saying it's a proactive measure to prevent the possible spread of cyclosporiasis.
Several national restaurant chains use the jalapenos tied to that salmonella outbreak. The CDC says it requested additional funding in the federal budget for food safety and has a dedicated team now supporting the outbreak response, working closely with the FDA and state health departments. And there are some positive signs on cyclosporiasis. Cases in the epicenter of Michigan, they're leveling off, and health officials there say eating bagged lettuce is now safe with the contaminated products off the market.
Well, that is a bit of good news, starting to taper off in Michigan. However, cases are starting to grow in areas like Colorado and Minnesota. They have become the hardest hit states, making up over 200 of the total cases. Chipotle replacing its peppers with peppers from alternative growers. The CDC states that because these chains removed items so quickly, that they are not considered an ongoing risk to consumers.
Speaking of food, a lot of lemonade going around right now, and some ice cream cones, too, at the Wisconsin State Fair. Speaking of two, how about number 2? A shocking jobs report in today. The Labor Department revealing the U.S. economy lost 23,000 jobs in July. That's the opposite of what analysts expected. KPMG chief economist and managing director Diane Swank says the only industry fueling major economic growth for our country right now is AI.
The biggest risk of a recession is if we were to have a big pullback in the AI boom. Not only would that hit wealth effects, but it would also hit the primary sector holding up growth in the U.S. economy. That's the risk when you have sort of one stool holding you up.
Swank says it will be even more difficult for companies to hire if inflation continues to go up. To give you an idea of just how bad this jobs report is, economists had expected a gain of at least 83,000. Instead, it's a loss of 23,000. Traders, though, seeing a bright side to this jobs report. Markets are up. They think this means the Federal Reserve won't need to raise interest rates soon and can leave monetary policy on hold. And I was taking a peek at the markets today and just took another look just to make sure that they were still up, because that was what was happening right after this jobs report came out, basically. They are indeed still up. And something else I noticed, Greg, when you look at the index as far as what is driving the U.S. market, remember for so long it was fear that was driving the market?
Sure.
Today, it's greed. Greed is driving the U.S. market today.
It is 2:15 on WTMJ. We continue from the Wisconsin State Fair right after this.
If you're in charge of uniforms and equipment, you want to get the most value for your team's budget. You want the most for your money, and you want the process to be easy. Because you already have enough on your plate. We get it. Burghardt Sporting Goods Team Outfitting Division is the best you'll find. With an abnormally high customer satisfaction rate and our own silk screening and embroidery facility for quality control. So if you want the highest quality team outfitting and incredible service, you can't beat Burghardt.
For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in the state of Wisconsin. Greg Matzik here reminding you, if you got a busted garage door, the opener's not working quite right, no big deal. You give my friends at Geis a call today. They've got incredible brands and incredible inventory. Brands like CHI and LiftMaster stacked from floor to ceiling inside their showroom in Brookfield. It's right off Barker Road. Connect with the folks at Geis, and they can walk you through the paces of getting that garage door working or looking great. Custom Design Center, they've got it on site at their showroom. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, check out Geis. Don't think twice, call Geis and visit geisdoors.com.
One great day of golf can change lives. Join me, Steve Scavidia, and my co-host Kristen Bry on Monday, August 31st for the Salvation Army of Milwaukee County Swing for the Kettle Golf Invitational at Oakwood Park Golf Course in Franklin.
Your participation directly supports food, shelter, and life-changing programs for children and families throughout our community.
We'll be broadcasting live from the course, but the day is really about you getting golfers and sponsors together to make a difference.
Foursomes, individual golfers, and sponsors are all welcome. Reserve your spot today at samilwaukee.org. That's samilwaukee.org.
The only thing better than a ball game on a warm summer evening? The tailgate. Calling all fans. Saturday, August 29th is WTMJ Day. Our tailgate outside American Family Field. Come meet the WTMJ team before the Brewers take on the Rangers. WTMJ Day is presented by Big Fish Contracting and Woodman's, also catered by Left's Lucky Town. For more information, head to WTMJ.com or text tailgate to 855-616-1620 right now.
"86 degrees here, high today, a mixture of sun and clouds, just simple possible shower overnight. Not going to affect your plans here if you're at Wisconsin State Fair Park. We'll check in again on Sunday for more about storms possibly affecting the area. Overall, very nice day today with a high in the mid-80s tomorrow. Very similar, 82, and a little bit cloudy, a little bit muggy. 84 right now in Milwaukee at State Fair Park. Well, if you're allergic to dogs but love them so much, you might be inclined to welcome a poodle into your house, or maybe a miniature schnauzer, or everyone's favorite, the Portuguese water dog. Breeds that shed less fur and trap dander better, but no dog is 100% hypoallergenic. But a startup tech firm is working to change that and creating the world's first hypoallergenic dog. Well, what could go wrong here? We welcome at ABC's Jim Ryan. Jim, what is this company trying to attempt beyond what I just explained?
Well, trying nothing. They've actually done it. The reason that people sneeze and get watery eyes around dogs and cats is that those animals have a protein that is deposited into their skin, their fur, their saliva, and when you're around it, it creates an allergic reaction to you, a response that includes the watery eyes, the sneezing, the coughing, the itchy skin. So what if you could go in and genetically remove that protein from the DNA of the particular dog or cat? Well, this company says it has done that. Kindred Companion Sciences is the name of the company. They're using CRISPR technology. Something came out about, 10 years ago or so. Clustered, regularly interspaced, short palindromic repeats. That's CRISPR. And it involves really splicing things out of existing genes in living animals. That's what they did. The result? A pair of beagles, Alfie and Bailey. They're about 2 years old now, and at least according to the owner, who's one of the researchers, but also has severe dog allergies, they don't have the protein. They are not the kind of pet that's going to give you allergies.
Wow, this is a big deal because I think it's something like more than 60% of American households have a dog in it. And I think back to, it was, I think, the late 2000s. Remember when the Obamas got a dog and it was such a big deal because one of the daughters had allergies. So they were looking at all these so-called hypoallergenic breeds like the poodle. So a lot of people will be interested in this. But I also wonder, Jim, are there some scientific or ethical concerns about gene editing pets?
Well, yeah, I think anytime you have something like this, Jessica, you're going to get a lot of people who are concerned about the potential, people asking what if. And that's what ethicists are doing now with this. It's possible, maybe even likely, that dogs and cats have that protein in their makeup for a reason that we don't know about yet. So we'll have to watch the long-term health effects on these animals at having that protein edited out of their genetics. We'll have to see. But, I mean, this is still brand new 2-year-old dogs, adorable little beagles, by the way, but without that protein. So we'll have to see what kind of long-term effects there are. The other ethical question is this. So, animal shelters nationwide are already jam-packed. They're overflowing in some cases. And tragically, some of the dogs and cats unwanted there have to be euthanized. So imagine 50 years from now, if you can buy a genetically modified dog or cat that doesn't give you the sneezes, do you buy it or do you go to a shelter and adopt a pet that hasn't been genetically modified? Unfortunately, a lot of folks are going to choose the purchase of the genetic mutation.
Well, Jim, I wonder if there's a future where the gene therapy injections or these topical treatments could lower the allergen production in the pets people already own, right? If they're doing this sort of at birth with these beagles that you talked about, what about existing pets? Is there a possibility the science could lead us to kind of reducing that allergenic barrier?
No, not with this technology, at least not with CRISPR, because it was done before the animal was even conceived. It was done genetically before the animal was, even a twinkle in the eye of the daddy dog, right? So the genes were modified, the protein snipped out essentially, spliced out of that genetic network, then placed into the female dog. The female dog gives birth to a couple of dogs that don't have the protein and therefore are hypoallergenic. So can it be done with existing dogs? Probably not.
How far away are we from someone actually being able to buy one of these dogs? And then my other question is, do we have any idea on the price?
No. I mean, it's still years and years away. We have two examples right now, sibling beagles, Alfie and Bailey. But first of all, it has to be proven to be scientifically possible and feasible, but also financially feasible. All the research that goes into it, the planning and the development, and then making sure that it's something that can be financially feasible. Somebody has to be able to make money on this. So still a lot of questions, financial, scientific, and ethical, to be asked about this, Jessica.
Hey, Jim, is there a belief this process could be repeatable for other breeds, like golden retrievers or labs, or maybe even mixed breeds?
Or what about cats? A lot of people are allergic to cats.
Cats as well. And that may be the next frontier. Cats, I think maybe they shed more, and they're more allergy causers among people. So yeah, and then what about people? Could there be genetics changed in people? That's the big ethical question. This all is going in that direction, that you could genetically predispose someone not to get cancer, or predispose somebody to be taller, or to be, our ideal of what beauty looks like. There are lots of questions about this whole thing, but here we have Alfie and Bailey, the start to the whole thing.
That is very interesting stuff. ABC's Jim Ryan. Have a great weekend, Jim. We'll check in again next week.
Happy Friday, Jim.
See you guys. Same to you.
For more than a century, Curative Care has been helping children, adults, and families across southeast Wisconsin navigate developmental disabilities and find the support they need to thrive. Curative helps families every step of the way, from early childhood through adulthood, connecting parents with resources, providing guidance during challenging times, and creating a community where people truly belong. If you know someone who may be looking for answers and support for a loved one with developmental disabilities, visit curative.org today.
Whoop, just doing some roofing on another lovely Wisconsin day. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, it's just roofing done the old-fashioned way. Do you need shingles? Let's mingle, for a Wisconsin tradition never dwindles. So raise a glass, shake a hand for this old-fashioned brand. Whoop, that's old-fashioned roofing.
Have you ever wondered if you're giving the right way? Maybe you want to support a charity that's important to you, but you're not sure how it fits into your estate plan or what it means for your family's future. Join Annex Wealth Management for a free webinar, More Giving, Less Guessing. Hear from me, yours truly, Steve Scafidi, and CEO Dave Spano, estate planning attorney Alec Durand, as we share practical strategies to help you give with confidence and create the legacy you envision. Reserve your free spot today at annexwealth.com/events. That's annexwealth.com/events.
Every homeowner has a list. That roof, those windows, that bathroom you've been meaning to update. If you've been putting off home improvements, you're not alone. At Exterior Pros and Baths, they help homeowners upgrade their homes with beautiful roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, and bathrooms built to last. Right now, save up to $3,000 on your next project. Don't wait until a small problem becomes an expensive one. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com. Exterior Pros and Baths. Done right, built to last.
Well, this is going to be a show. Country music legend Winona Judd and rock star Melissa Etheridge come to the Wisconsin State Fair on Sunday. Both spoke with WTMJ's Elizabeth Linton ahead of their big performance.
Rock legend Melissa Etheridge and country superstar Winona Judd are bringing their new Raised on Radio tour to the Wisconsin State Fair. The tour celebrates the nostalgia of the songs generations of fans grew up with. I had the opportunity to speak with both artists who say for them it's about more than nostalgia. It's about finding the joy through grief. Etheridge released her 17th studio album, Rise, this March.
I thought, I want to make an album. I know that a lot of people in the music industry are like, oh, the album's not, a thing anymore. And I don't believe that. I think that people do like to have a musical experience and listen to, a beginning, middle, and an end of a musical journey.
She says the music is about her lived experience and a lifetime of finding herself through loss.
It's about hope, and it's about life, and it's about, yes, life is filled with loss, and it's also filled with joy and passion and desire, and that's why the very first song on the album is Being Alive. I love being alive. It's a crazy ride, but it's very sacred, and it's called, I think it's called Wisdom.
Judd also has a new release, The Hard Truth, her first solo album in 10 years.
I have been through a lot of loss in the last 5 years, and it started with adopting my granddaughter to raise her. And what would you do if you were diagnosed with something and you knew you only had a certain amount of time to live? What would you do with your life?
Judd says she's found a way to heal enough to continue through music.
There's a lot of joy on the record, but there's also a lot of pain. And look, I'm 62 years old and I've proven myself. I don't have anything else to prove. I think you get to an age where you stop to worry and you start rejoicing in the things that are good. And the record is a combination of both.
Both artists say they are excited to head back to the State Fair.
If you were raised on radio, which, if you're anywhere above the age of 20, you're just gonna enjoy this. This is gonna be songs you know and love. Wherever you get your music, just give a listen to this record before you come out. You might really hear something you like. I would love that, and let's just have a great time.
According to Judd and Etheridge, fans should come ready to rock.
They are so ready to rock. Look, everybody's tired. Everybody's struggling with something, and everybody's just wanting to go to a show, just like a movie, and check out. They just want to have fun. I just love rock and roll, and together we're just a powerhouse, and we're ready to show that.
The country rock duo headlined the State Fair main stage Sunday night, a night of legendary music for fans young and old. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Can it get any easier? I don't think so. James, you can get an online order done at martyspizza.net in 30 seconds.
And we've made it easy to order all the favorites that a lot of Marty's Pizza lovers gotta have.
Our classic sausage and pepperoni pizza or lasagna and masticholi entrees. They're all delicious. Marty's Pizza in Delafield and martyspizza.net for easy online ordering.
Register online for Red Card Loyalty, and after 15 pizzas, you'll get your next one free!
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
It's 2:30. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. I'm Greg Matzik. It's Friday, August 7th. Your top story, pushing back on power lines for a data center.
I'm Jessica Ty, prioritizing reading for the next school year.
84 degrees at Wisconsin State Fair Park.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. Analysts were expecting a net gain of 83,000 jobs last month. Instead, the Labor Department reports 23,000 jobs went away last month. Totals for June and May were revised downward. KPMG Chief Economist, Managing Director Diane Swank.
This doesn't take a rate hike off the table in the month of September, but it makes it much more fraught with risks now to the labor market if inflation remains persistent.
The Department of Homeland Security says while it promised to equip each enforcement team with an officer wearing a body camera, it says it will only release footage when it is in the best interest of the agency. Weather is affecting air travel today with over 1,100 flight cancellations, says FlightAware. Todd Blanche has just enough support to become the next Attorney General, with an announcement by Louisiana Republican Senator Bill Cassidy that he will vote for Blanche. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:31. A decision from state regulators sends a plan for power lines to serve the AI data center campus in Port Washington back to the drawing board.
The Public Service Commission voted to revoke the project's completeness determination. That means American Transmission Company must start over on its application. Commissioner Chairperson Summer Strand.
This application is clearly underwater, nearly underwater, and this action, revoking the completeness determination, is akin to tossing it a life preserver.
The rare decision comes after the company made over 500 amendments to its original application, including modified routes, costs, and environmental studies. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee Public Schools are putting a major focus on reading before the next school year. More than 1,000 educators will take part in literacy training next week as the district moves to accelerate reading proficiency for students across all grade levels. Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselius has made the district's literacy plan a top priority.
What we have found is that there has been inconsistent professional development, instruction, and delivery of our curriculum across all grades.
MPS reading scores consistently rank near the bottom of the state. They're also among the lowest in the country.
Well, there's still less fluoride in Milwaukee's drinking water due to a nationwide supply shortage. City officials stress the drinking water remains completely safe and it meets all safety standards. Steve Elmore is the director of drinking water and groundwater for the state of Wisconsin.
It's not a concern overall for people's health. It's just, there is that change and people might want to take action to maintain their oral health.
Milwaukee Waterworks expects the fluoride reduction to be temporary as it continues searching for a new supplier.
State fair traffic is impacting when I-94 construction crews can work.
The DOT is adjusting its nightly closure schedule so drivers leaving the fair don't run right into new traffic restrictions.
On the I-94 East-West project, we do coordinate with State Fair all of our lane and ramp closures that are scheduled.
The DOT's Eric Hansen says those closures won't start right when the fair ends.
They will not begin any earlier than 1 hour after the fair concludes each night.
That gives the heaviest fair traffic time to clear first. Debbie Laziga, WTMJ News.
And you've probably seen the cows, the pigs, the chickens, and goats all here at the fair, but have you met the flying animal ambassadors?
At the We Energies exhibit, fairgoers can meet a bald eagle, a peregrine falcon, and even Loki the crow, while learning about Wisconsin's native wildlife and conservation efforts.
They get to see live owls, live hawks. They get to help out with demonstrations.
Raptor educator Cheyenne Smith tells WTMJ.
We're going to have some new reptiles for our reptile show here. We're going to have a really nice mixture of birds. We might bring our new turkey vulture.
Smith says each bird has its own story, giving visitors a chance to learn more about raptors while seeing them up close throughout the state fair. At the Wisconsin State Fair, Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Speaking of the state fair, I don't see any raptors right now as I take a peek outside, but I do see, this is great. They have this little spot where it says best day ever and it's a frame. It's a great spot for a selfie. You can get a selfie, you can get a family selfie. Just moments ago, there was a mother with this cute little baby, and the baby was smiling, looked like it was the baby's best day ever here at the Wisconsin State Fair. It is day 2. The sun is shining. It's like a milky sun. Got a few clouds in the sky, a little bit of a breeze. The U.S. America 250 flag, a new addition this year for the State Fair, is blowing in the wind. People are having a lot of fun. It's going to be a great weekend here at the Wisconsin State Fair. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:35.
Meet Jim and Rita.
We went on a motorcycle trip.
But somewhere in Wyoming, Jim and Rita were in a serious accident.
They blocked off the interstate and everything and took us to the hospital.
Sometime later, Rita made a discovery.
She had noticed that the bracelet was gone. And I asked the trooper, is there a chance we can go out there and see if it's still there?
And amazingly,
he found a couple of pieces
It was only 2 tiny links of the bracelet.
Jim was determined to buy Rita another bracelet from Kessler's.
And I had my checkbook in my hand.
But when he arrived there,
And I said, okay, how much? And she says, that's part of our warranty.
Jim and Rita discovered the Kessler's miraculous no small print warranty.
It's just amazing that you guys do this.
And it's true.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple.
It surely is miraculous.
Read the Kessler's miraculous no small print warranty yourself at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
A whole day dedicated to us and you. How about that? WTMJ Day is coming up Saturday, August 29th at American Family Field. It's a fun tailgate with your WTMJ hosts, kind of manning the grill and enjoying time spent with you before the Brewers take on the Rangers. Food and drinks, you hang out with us. Tickets to the game, that sounds pretty good to me. August 29th, it's coming up Saturday. Tickets are going fast. Still time for you to sign up if you want to be a part of it. Visit WTMJday.com. That's WTMJday.com. We'll hope to see you at the ballpark that day, August 29th. Sponsored by Big Fish Contracting and Woodman's Catering, courtesy of Left's Lucky Town.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show, live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Bank 5-9 has a mission to make lives better. They make it a priority to give back to their customers, communities, and their employees. In fact, Bank 5-9 was just honored again by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 17 years in a row. Want to learn more about working with the great people at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. That's bank59.com/careers. Equal Opportunity Employer, member FDIC.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. The Twins are in town for the Brewers here to wrap up the homestand. A 3-game series begins tonight. A good finish to the first series of the homestand with Dustin May picking up the win in his Brewers debut, going 6 innings and allowing 2 earned runs.
He's got a really good arm, and he almost no-hit us about a month ago, and a really good guy. And again, he's just immediately impacted our clubhouse. It's just a ton of guys really have a lot of respect for this guy, and he's just been through a lot.
It's Brewers President of Baseball Operations Matt Arnold. Shane Drowan takes the mound tonight. Coverage gets underway at 6:05. Wide receiver and kick returner Sky Moore, drafted by the Chiefs in the second round of 2022's draft, is now with the Packers, trying to prove to GM Brian Gutekunst he's more than just a gadget guy.
I think this guy's going to help us as a returner and as a receiver. I think he's going to do both. He does a lot of the things that offensively that Matt asks of those guys, particularly out of the slot. And then obviously he's a proven punt and kick returner, so I expect him to be part of our squad moving forward.
Packers begin the preseason August 13th against the Steelers, and tonight at Lambeau Field should be a great crowd and a great night for it. The annual Family Night practice beginning at 7 o'clock.
Let's get you an update on the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. We have some issues out in the Brookfield area. Heads up for you here in Waukesha County. 2 situations very close to each other. We have a crash on the ramp from Moreland Road to I-94 East. So a crash on the ramp is never a good thing. That's causing delays without a doubt. We also have, just a little bit down from that, I-94 West at Moreland, the left shoulder is blocked due to a crash. I can see that one right here on the cameras. Traffic is definitely moving slowly. The backups are beginning. This is going to get worse before it gets better, everybody. I-94 at Moreland. I do see, looks like one emergency responder has pulled up right now. But yes, traffic going very, very slow. So if you are driving out I-94 West at Moreland Road, be prepared for slowdowns. In fact, if you can get off at Sunny Slope right now, that would be ideal. Actually, if you can get off even before Sunny Slope, as I start to see the colors are changing as we speak, and the delays are getting longer. If you can get off before 121st Street, that would be ideal, and jump back on after that crash. It looks like if you can get out past Barker Road, that will help you out.
86 degrees, your high today, a sunshine cloud mix. Isolated thunderstorm possible tonight, just a small chance of that. Saturday looks great, high of 82 degrees, plenty of sunshine. Chance for thunderstorms on Sunday. Also, sunny conditions and a mix of clouds, so a little bit of everything possible on Sunday. By no means a washout. If it rains, it'll likely move through somewhat quick, but keep an eye on the radar before you step out, especially if you're coming down to Wisconsin State Fair Park, where it's 84 degrees at 2:41.
Two of the biggest additions to this year's Wisconsin State Fair couldn't be more different, and WTMJ's Nazir Spencer tracked them both.
The Wisconsin State Fair is bringing 5 new rides to the Midway this year, and I got to try out 2 of the biggest attractions before opening day. If you're someone who loves adrenaline, Thor's Hammer in Spin City should be at the top of your list. The ride swings high in the sky with plenty of speed and airtime. If you don't think that sounds safe or fun, Dan Harris, Secretary of Department of Safety and Professional Services, tells WTMJ the newer rides are inspected with care.
New ride behind you, Thor's Hammer, which is going to be the first time that ride's been operated in the United States since it was manufactured. The newer rides, right, we're going to be looking at the manufacturer's spec sheets. We're going to be looking at how those rides were engineered. And then from there, our team's going to spend just a little bit extra time on site with the owners, getting to know the ride and getting to know how it's supposed to operate.
Now, if you'd rather enjoy the fair at a slower pace with the family, the new America 250 wheel offers a completely different experience. Built in 2021 and debuting in Europe, it's unlike traditional Ferris wheels, which keeps riders moving in a continuous circle. This observation wheel slows and even pauses as passengers board its enclosed cabins. Each of the 45 cabins also tells riders fun facts about a different U.S. president as the wheel makes its way to the top. It was used in Europe for dining attractions and, of course, the scenic views. Standing 230 feet tall, it's the largest portable observation wheel in North America, about 75 feet taller than the Wonder Fair wheel that previously called the State Fair home. Executive Director and CEO of Wisconsin State Fair, Sherry Black.
I can tell you it is really high. I rode it for the first time at the Florida State Fair when it was shipped over in February, so that was the first time it was set up. I am terrified of heights, but I can tell you I felt very safe. You're in an enclosed gondola that does have audio in it, so should there be an evacuation or any type of situation, that communication is going on, so you can feel very safe. So we're really excited to have it here. It's going to Minnesota after it will be here, but we're kind of the debut for the Midwest.
If you're looking for an adrenaline rush, Thor's Hammer, the Kraken, or the Thunderbird is probably your ride. But if you'd rather slow down, learn a little history, and see the State Fair and probably all of Milwaukee County 230 feet in the air, the America 250 wheel is right up your alley. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
I saw Thor's Hammer when I was coming in yesterday. I was like, well, that looks new. And it turns out it is. Thor's Hammer is not debuted in the United States up until this point, right, at the Wisconsin State Fair. That looks like something I really would have enjoyed at the age of 17. And now I look at it, I'm like, oh, God, there's no way I could get on that thing.
Oh.
But people are going to love it who love a good little thrill ride.
So I thought you might take note, because I definitely took note. We're both foodies of the fact that the America 250 wheel, at one point back in the day, it was a foodie thing. It was you could go in and have a little meal inside there. I thought
cool.
That sounds so great to go. I will say, you can actually see, I've got to get out of my chair to see it, but you can see the new America 250 observation wheel from the studio right now, and it looks like a cozy little spot. We got some people right out here, right out of the studio, checking it out right now too. A thumbs up. Would you guys try that? Yeah, thumbs up right there. I mean, it's a nice ride. You're inside, you learn some facts about the presidents, and then I know today's a little cloudy, but you're so high up there you can see out for miles. That's really cool.
Well, and you're never upside down. So much as the world of politics is upside down.
I like to be upside down sometimes, just not on the observation wheel.
Yeah, not 250 feet in the air. I think I'm good with my head being above where my feet are. And then, of course, the Sky Glider, which is a tried and true tradition here. This is the longest Sky Glider, right? This thing goes on. You really get your money's worth on a Sky Glider ride here. And, of course, it's a time-honored tradition, but at some point during your ride, it will stop. It'll definitely stop, and you'll be swinging your feet over there, but it's a great time. I love the Sky Glider here.
Well, speaking of stopping, the new observation wheel, the America 250 wheel, did stop at the State Fair yesterday. Unexpectedly stopped. Wasn't a security situation. I guess there was a sensor. Something was wrong with one of the sensors, and I guess like the door, it was showing that the door wasn't fully opening or closing, so they just, out of an abundance of caution, shut it down for a little bit. It happened around 2:30. 6:30, so it was right in the afternoon. But then they said it was more like a technology issue than a safety issue, and they got it back up and running, and as we can see, people are having a blast on it right now.
Great day here at the fair, and you should be able to enjoy yourself inside or out. If you're looking for air conditioning, got the Expo Center and the Products Pavilion, which is absolutely fantastic. Of course, the Dairy Building, which is now in its second year after being completely redone. They are churning out cream puffs like you wouldn't believe. And just walk the grounds here. Always something new at the fair. It's 2:46.
No matter where you hear WTMJ, whether it be here...
So we are overlooking the bay. We're in the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studios.
Or there.
Here live in our Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
Catch us at home or on the go. Thanks to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
In the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin podcast studio.
We are live wherever you are, on the air and on the go. The Pella Windows and Doors podcast studio is live on WTMJ.com.
Picture this, a perfect summer evening, great friends, and dinner on the patio overlooking a beautiful course. That's Racine Country Club. More than golf, it's a place to relax, gather, and belong. A new energy is here, and you're invited to experience it. From great food to unforgettable events, it's a lifestyle built around community. Whether it's a quick 9 after work, dinner with friends, or a weekend with family, Racine Country Club offers something for everyone, year-round. Discover what's new at Racine Country Club. Visit racinecountryclub.com.
He told us to load 4 yards into his 8-foot bed, but we knew that 3 full, honestly measured yards were going to fill his truck bed to the rim. After we proved that, he told us the other guys have been telling him he's been getting 4 yards in there for years. Honest measurements and honest folks who just want to do you right. So you come back. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. We did the math. When you buy bagged mulch from the big guys, you pay $50 a yard. Why pay more for inferior mulch? When you buy from Erickson's, you'll get premium mulch for almost half the cost. And you'll see that even our economy mulch is better, for less than half the cost of bag mulch. And either choice is made with premium colorant that lasts longer. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
I'm with Eric, Director of Research for Good Karma Brands. They have business technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Eric, what does partner mean to you?
Partner isn't just out for them. The partner cares about how we solve our problems, and it can be a mutually beneficial relationship from there on.
And I understand throughout the more than 15-year partnership between Good Karma Brands and James Imaging Systems, you have shared many core values.
Absolutely. Work hard, be honest, over-deliver, follow through, listen, teamwork.
Eric, summarize your overall business technology partnership with James Imaging Systems for me.
Outstanding. As we've grown tremendously and you guys have still been able to meet our needs each step of our growth, that's huge.
AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
.86 degrees your high today, overnight low 68. Little mix of sun and clouds, just a slight chance for a shower overnight. Saturday looks good, high of 83 degrees. A little muggy, partly cloudy skies. Chance of rain on Sunday, not a washout here. It'll be a mix. You'll have some sun, you'll have some pockets of cloudiness, and a chance of thunderstorms could pop up. So if you're headed out, make sure you check the radar before you go to wherever you're going. It's 84 right now in Milwaukee at State Fair Park.
It's Friday, which means it's time for Stories of the Strange on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Well, I like a good steak. Kind of a medium rare guy.
Medium rare for me.
Right? Twice baked potato.
You're making me hungry, Greg.
You get the same kind of thing whether you make it at home or whether you go out and enjoy a steak, typically?
Well, I make mine very simple at home. I actually like to broil them. I like to grill them too, but medium rare, and all I need is a little, I love truffle salt on it, a little truffle salt, and that's it. I don't need anything special, Greg.
Well, if you're looking to elevate your dining experience and enjoy that steak in a way that perhaps you've not enjoyed it before, you could head to Class Soiree Steakhouse. This is located in Hollywood, Florida. They've launched a monthly experience to try and generate a little buzz and attract maybe some more adventurous patrons. You can enjoy that steak dinner while nude
What?
You don't have to wear clothes.
Wait, why?
It's a
Let's not.
monthly clothing optional nude dining experience to generate business buzz and attract adventurous patrons. I'll have the strip loin, please. The events take place the first Monday of every month from 7 p.m. to midnight.
Monday, too?
It's a Monday,
that's
yeah.
definitely more a weekend dinner.
Well, kind of a slow night, but I imagine the rump roast is pretty good.
Oh, jeez.
It's an upscale social atmosphere for people looking to experience a particular lifestyle.
This is an upscale experience.
Express themselves freely. So they got a max here, 20 guests max. Not everybody has to be nude, but you certainly can be if that's what you'd prefer.
Well, how strange if everybody's nude and you're not.
Well, now the employees and kitchen staff must also remain fully clothed, which is probably a good thing. You don't want knives around the area where you have steaks if you're not wearing anything.
Remember to put your napkin down.
One thing my father told me when I was a kid was don't fry bacon naked. Well, you don't want to be cooking. You don't want to be cooking
who told
naked.
You that?
My father. That was a bit of
Your
advice
dad
before
told you
going
that?
to college.
Is that real?
Discretion is required. There is a zero-tolerance policy for touching without explicit consent.
Geez.
I think that applies to everybody. Yeah. Also, they prefer your phones not be involved in the dinner
No pictures.
service
no
that
pictures,
night.
please.
And a good disclaimer here. Patrons must be at least 18 years old or older to enter the venue. They've kind of got
When
the
do
menu.
you take your clothes off?
I think you'd...
Are there lockers? You go there, you take your clothes off, put the clothes in the locker, and then you go to the dinner table? I have so many questions.
Couples, it'll cost you $300 if you want that sit down across from your loved one. Single men, $250. Single women, $150. It's interesting. Okay. It is a prefixed dining event, so they've got a 5-course meal already picked out for you, which even highlights a surf and turf dinner, standard appetizers, hors d'oeuvres, and a complimentary champagne toast.
But you're naked.
If you want to be.
But you don't have to be. Who's actually done this? Are they just creating buzz and nobody's gone yet?
Look, I have been to Hollywood, Florida, and my distinct thought in reading this story is that more people have done it than not.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
And the people who have done it, you'd prefer they didn't.
Oh, jeez. Is that where there's a community of lovely senior citizens that like to have a lot of fun?
Oh,
is that
I don't know
or
if
is it
that
a different one?
specifically is the place.
Do you know what I'm talking about, though? There's a community? I'm going to have to Google that.
So there's a lot of swinger vibes in Hollywood, Florida.
Okay.
Did not know that before we took the kids.
Well, from one wild experience to another, talk about a wild experience in the airport screening line. Officers discovered a passenger hiding something in her bra. A live python. It was a ball python, for those of you who are really into snakes. I just kind of did that. That kind of sounded like a horse, though, didn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Dutch authorities say they stopped a Canadian woman at the Amsterdam airport as she prepared to fly, and that's when they found the protected snake concealed under her clothing. Her explanation? She told officers she'd found the python near her Amsterdam hotel. I love the response from the Dutch Consumer Safety Agency because they said, we highly doubt that.
Yeah.
Probably didn't happen. We doubt that this python was just like slithering around this hotel in Amsterdam. So security took the snake and then took it to a specialized shelter. Authorities filed a police report against the woman. I don't know exactly what penalty she might face. I do know Amsterdam Airport. I was there about a month and a half ago. It's a pretty nice one.
Schiphol, yeah, it's very nice.
They don't let you try to conceal snakes to get on the plane. Snakes on a plane, that was a movie. They don't want that.
You think about the things you can get away with doing in Amsterdam. Apparently, this does not make the list. But there's
Just
a lot of things
certain
you
parts of
can
Amsterdam.
do in Amsterdam.
There are many lovely spots of Amsterdam that are nowhere near the red light district.
Oh, that is also true.
Yes.
That is also true.
Well, that python definitely not making that connecting flight.
Okay. Well, very careful where you stick that thing. We are out of time here on Wisconsin's Midday News. Hey, we want to thank you for being a part of our program each and every day. Also, we want to remind you that we will be back here all week next week, and it's a big week. It's a huge week. The Packers kick off the preseason. You've got the primary election on August 11th. Like, it is a big week coming up here in Wisconsin's Midday News. We'll be all over it with our live broadcasts from the fair. You going to walk around a little bit?
You always walk around. I got to get my hot Wisconsin cheese, without a doubt. I think I'm going to take a ride on the America 250 observation wheel. How can you not? Because that is just fun, something new this year. And there's a lot of good music. Nelly tonight. You think he's rolled in yet?
It's a very good question. It's a very good question.
I feel like Nelly probably, she said he's pretty casual. We talked to the director of entertainment and events earlier today. He's pretty cash. He kind of goes with the flow, but he's not getting here extra early.
No, I kind of feel like Nelly's probably just waking up.
Yeah.
Right?
He heard it was hot in here, but it's really not. It's actually pretty comfortable.
2:55 here on WTMJ. Check out our podcast page, Built by Siding Unlimited. Wisconsin's Afternoon News is next here on WTMJ.
Summer is the time to enjoy the outside. Enjoy the deck, the patio, the fire pit, the shade, the screen room, the in-ground pool. Enjoy all of it in your own backyard.